Danfall offers unparalleled, curated and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshe traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danfall, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danfall, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danfall, Africa. To learn more, visit danfall.africa.
At the Okoli Law Group, we specialize in producing justice. If you or a loved one in the Atlanta metro area is facing serious criminal charges, then you need serious legal representation.
The Okoli Law Group is here for you. The Okoli Law Group is here for us.
The Okoli Law Group, serious legal representation.
Peace fam. I keep getting text from a number that says it's you. Not sure if I believe it or not. So Aaron, how about you text back and say, is it you, Dynus? And then I'll respond. In fact, Aaron, text me right now. Text me right now. Aaron, text me right now. Excuse me. Aaron, go ahead and text me. It's a good chance that it's me. It's a high possibility that it's me. So go ahead and text now, Aaron. Aaron, go ahead and text me. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and text me. How's everyone doing this Saturday evening? Hope all is well. Again, I hope all is well. Do me a favor, hit that like button again. Please hit that like button. Aaron, yeah, Aaron. Aaron, I'm texting you back right now. Yes, it is me. I am live right now. Aaron, I just text you back. It's me. Copy. You responded, copy. There we go. Okay. Everyone, hit the like button again. Please hit that like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. Again, if you've bought a documentary from me, if you've bought the documentary, if you've gone on a tour, if you've subscribed to our mailing list, you're going to get a call from me eventually. I promise you, I'm going to personally call you. Now, I'm going to call you asking for something. You got to come on a tour. But I'm going to call you. There you go. How's everyone doing this Saturday evening? How's everyone doing? I've been eating all day. I went to they got this restaurant here in Atlanta. They got like an all-you-eat brunch. It's called Juve. Am I pronouncing it right? Jouvert. Juve. So I went there. You know, it's a Caribbean restaurant. So, and actually it has good Caribbean food. So I go there for the all-you-can-eat brunch, which is on Saturdays. So I went there, got me some pancakes, and they got like the little passion compotes, or composite, whatever it's called, compotes. The sauce that you could put on it. And they had shrimp and grits, jerk chicken, plantains, and then they had whatchamacallit, is it escovitch? The type of fish. Escovitch. I can't pronounce it. But they had that, but the food is good. Again, the food is good. So I went there, I ate like 3-4 plates. And I said, you know what? That's all I'm gonna eat for the whole day, because I ate a lot. Then around 3 o'clock, I was like, I want some ribs. I don't know why. Out the blue, I was like, I want some ribs. So there's a spot down the street from my house called Backyard Barbecue. And I went there, got me some ribs, some macaroni and cheese, and some candy yams. And for some reason now, I want a burrito. I don't know why. I just want a burrito. So I might get a burrito. I don't know yet. But I might not get a burrito because my greedy ass need to sit down somewhere. But everyone, hit the like button again. Please hit that like button. Also, make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe. Got a couple of announcements. We are rolling to... yeah, I work out like tomorrow morning. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna run like 5 miles. So I mean, I do try to stay active. No, it's not. It depends where you go and when you go. But there are some bougie restaurants here in Atlanta. But again, it depends where you go and when you go. The time. See, I try to get in early. I don't try to do the sexy. I ain't trying to compete with the sexy crowd, you know. So like if brunch opens at 11, I'm there at 11. I'm not, if brunch is from 11 to 2 or 11 to 3, I'm not showing up at 12:30, 1 o'clock. I'm coming at 11 as soon as them doors open. Maybe 15 minutes after. I might be there at 11:15. Because, you know, folks sleeping in. I know that. And they're not going to show up to about 12:30, 1 o'clock. If dinner starts at 5, I'm there no later than 6. Because I already know the sexy bougie crowd is coming at 7 or 8 or 9. So that's how I operate. And I avoid all that foolishness. But I know what you're talking about, but I avoid it. I ain't trying to be seen. I ain't trying to people watch. I know restaurants. I am there to eat. When I go to a restaurant, okay? When I go to a restaurant, I am there to eat, not people watch. I'm there to get my food, eat, maybe have a conversation, and I'm out. I'm gone. But I'm not there to people watch. That's the problem. See, you be trying to go when the crowd is there so you could people watch and be nosy and be in folks' business. My business is to eat the food. That's the only reason why I'm there. So that's why diners don't have them problems. Again, that's why diners doesn't have those problems. But yeah, we're going to Senegal. May 9th through the 18th. May 9th through the 18th, we're going to Senegal. If you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfall.Africa. Again, please visit Danfall.Africa to learn more. Again, we are going to Senegal for the Jazz Festival. That's May 9th through the 18th. We're also going to Niger for the Oshun Festival. That's August 2nd to August 11th. Then we're going to Zanzibar in September. That's September 20th to the 29th. And then we're rolling to, we're doing Namibia and South Africa. I'm sorry. Ghana and Ivory Coast in November. And then we're going to hit up Sierra Leone in November as well. If you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfall.Africa. Again, if you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfall.Africa to learn More. Aaron, I'm about to text you. There we go. I just text you, Aaron. But I'll put the link in the chat room here shortly. Again, I will put the link in the chat room here shortly. Let's jump to today's topic. You have certain member countries of the AES claiming that Cote d'Ivoire, Benin Republic, and France are actively trying to sabotage them. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Is there any truth to that? Or is it just propaganda? Let me play this interview so if you guys don't know, a couple of weeks ago there was a terrorist attack on the international airport in Miami, in which the terrorists are trying to steal the uranium that they had stored there. And sometimes I just don't think these people think this through. Again, I don't think these I don't think these radical jihadists think things through. Okay, so you attack the airport, heavily guarded, heavily fortified, secured. How are you expecting to get the uranium out of there? Especially out of a major city like Niamey. Not some outpost that's not that heavily guarded, that's outside the major city. You're talking about that's in the capital of Niger. How are you expecting to pull that heist off? That's what I don't understand. Sometimes I think they don't make this. You can't make this up. Like, a lot of this is just poorly planned, if you ask me. So in fact, let me play this interview real quick by the president of Argentine. That's the correct term.
Niger's military ruler, Abdurrahman Tiani, is vowing retaliation for what security sources described as a terrorist attack on Niamey's international airport on Wednesday night. Tiani accused the leaders of France, Benin, and Ivory Coast of sponsoring the attacks. He did not offer any evidence to back the assertion.
We remind the sponsors of these mercenaries, notably Emmanuel Macron, Patrice Talon, Alassane Ouattara. We have listened to them bark enough. They should also prepare to hear us roar.
Niger State TV reported that one of the assailants killed was a French national, though it offered no proof. The offices of the three presidents could not immediately be reached for comment. Tiani also thanked Russian troops stationed at the base for defending their area. Since seizing power, Niamey's military rulers, like those in Mali and Burkina Faso, have cut ties with Western powers and turned to Moscow for military support against insurgencies. Authorities say that a large uranium stockpile at the airport had not been affected by the attack. Reuters sources estimate that about 1,000 metric tons of so-called yellow cake was moved to the location last year. That is after Niger seized control of a key mine from French nuclear firm Orano. Yellow cake is a powdered form of uranium that can be processed to make fuel for nuclear production.
And for bombs.
Satellite imagery showed damaged buildings and facilities at the army base after the attack. The incident briefly raised security concerns around the airport, a sensitive site in a country grappling with militant violence. Officials said calm had returned to the city, and daily life in the capital of about 1.5 million people was largely unaffected.
Fair use, France 24 English. Fair
More
use.
details are emerging surrounding an attack on an Air Force base in Niger's capital claimed by the Islamic State group in the Sahel. The attack, which began shortly after midnight on Thursday, targeted the international airport and adjacent.
The reason why I somewhat question it is because it's so poorly planned. Now, if France, really France, and then of course their vessel states, Benin and Cote d'Ivoire, if they really wanted this attack to be successful, they could have made it happen, especially France. So that's why I just think it's just some, like, in the words of our brother in Burkina Faso, it's just some crackheads. Like, somebody paid some crackheads on the street to say, hey, go carry this out. I think it's just crackheads. And that this is not really organized. It's just somebody found some crackheads and said, crackheads, Cuddy, our brother Cuddy. And, and his argument makes sense. I just feel like somebody found some crackheads on the street and said, hey, we'll give you a couple safer, go bum rush the airport with some AK-47s and some bikes. They were successful. Give me an example of how they were successful. Successful as what? Give me an example of how they were successful during the past regimes. Give me an example.
Air Force base, wounding 4 soldiers, according to officials. The terror group also claims to have destroyed aircraft. Well, France 24's Wassim Nasser is here with me to talk more about this. Wassim, what then do we know about this attack?
Well, first of all, let's look at a map, and we'll see actually that the military facility, the base 101, is actually in the international airport of Niamey. And we'll see to satellite imagery, you're going to see all the facilities that were hit actually by jihadis. We're seeing the red dots now, and actually we know now that the area was monitored since weeks by the jihadis who attacked it from different axes. We are talking about at least 20 motorbikes and one 4x4 car with a heavy machine gun on it. We don't know yet how many people actually were killed, but we know that there was huge damage inside of the military facility. First of all, everybody thought about Jinim, meaning the Al-Qaeda affiliate in the Sahel region, because also this group is active in this area. But the thing is that a few days before, the Jinim made an IED, an explosive device, on a road leading to the airport. Meaning, if it was them, they wouldn't have put an IED a few days before, since it would have exposed their plan to attack this one of the most actually secure or sensitive facilities in the capital. When we saw the communique of the Islamic State, they issued actually 2 photos with it. We're going to see them, and we see actually that they really damaged some aircraft. Here we see a helicopter and a surveillance airplane that were damaged. And as they say in their communique, they said that many units attacked the facility, and 1 unit got hit while retreating by a Nigerian drone.
All right, so how significant is all of this, and what lessons can we draw from it?
Well, actually, it's really significant because of the sensitivity of the facility, but also because we got to know that actually Russian soldiers or Russian mercenaries defended the areas where Turkish-made drones were actually stationed, Aksungur drones, knowing that the TB2 drones aren't at all.
This guy talking to terrorists on J&E,
more in the north, but also we got to know that there's more than 300 Italian soldiers that were deployed in Niamey, and the Italian government said that they were there for training in the training program, European training program actually. But we're going to see the footage that was issued by the Islamic State, and maybe we're going to get to listen to it a little bit. So here we see the heavy fighting. We can hear the heavy fighting that occurred. We are talking about more than 2 hours fight. But the most interesting part in this, that we hear people speaking in Arabic, but also we hear people speaking in Hausa and in Kanuri, 2 dialects used in Nigeria, and even the accent of the Kanuri, the person speaking Kanuri, is from the Borno state in Nigeria. So this is the proof actually that a link was made between the Islamic State West Africa province and the Islamic State Sahel province. And we got to know also from our information that people who know to monitor drones and at night were actually deployed from the Lake Chad area to the Sahel area. And this shows us also that why the Americans hit North Sokoto a few weeks ago, because it was actually the area where the link is made between the two affiliates. And we know that those people who know how to monitor drones were transferred during the month of October. The same month when a US citizen was abducted by the Islamic State in Niamey, a few blocks away from the presidential palace.
All right, Wasim Nasser, thank you very much for keeping us updated.
Brother Dinas.
I'll go ahead, my sec. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying that guy who you just played, his name is Wasim Nasir. He is known as a JNIM terrorist of that group. Just to let you know, that guy that's talking.
I vouch for that. He's the person that received all the videos from all the attacks that
the Arab guy that was just talking.
Wasim Nas, yes. He's the one that get all the videos, and he gets to go to all the French media to publish that against the AES. He's the one doing that. And the French 24, RFI, all the French TV medias are the one allowing him to bring all that information. Oftentimes, he get the videos before everybody else. So he knows the details of how a coup is going to terrorist attack is going to happen, when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, how many people is going to get killed. He's the one who gets all the information. So there you have it. That's your connection with the French.
And then also I want to add what my brother St. James said also too. He's the same journalist that interviewed Imam Diko, and this is what he said about Imam Diko. Imam Diko used to be in Mali. He's also a terrorist sympathizer. He said specifically that Imam Diko is the only one that can get FLA and JNIM together, have them stop their attacks. And Mali needs to come for peace talks. He said Imam Diko is the only one that could do that. But now, since the tables has turned, and since the AES has been getting ground, especially with Fama, Imam Diko is trying to beg the Malian government to have peace talks with JNIM. But Simi Gorta said, no, it's not happening. So right now, they're nervous. But also, I wanted to also add, right, with what's going on with Ivory Coast and Benin, right? Benin is controlled with JNM in the northern border. So right now, they're going through a phase. They got 5 phases that they're going through, right? They're going through what is called a probe, a test, normalize presence, escalate, and exploit public anger. This is what happened in Niger. This is what happened in Mali. And this is what happened in Burkina Faso. That's why the situation happened with Burkina Faso 2 years back with Damiba. When he came and took back power, 97 troops died under his watch. Also under Bazoum and from Niger, 100 soldiers also died under his watch. And the same thing happened with Mali. JNIM also had control of Kidal, and they wasn't allowed to go there because France said they didn't want to cause tensions, but in reality, they were getting minerals from JNIM in Kidal, right? And if Benin and Ivory Coast, if they're not careful, what's going to happen? Those 5 things I just mentioned is going to happen exactly with Ivory Coast and Benin, and soon they're going to end up just like how what happened with Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. But they are indeed harboring terrorists, and also there's video of the JNIM crossing to Ivory Coast because they felt that that's a safe haven, because they are willing to negotiate with them. AES is saying that we're not going to negotiate with you. It's like either you get out of here or you're going to die. But Ivory Coast and Benin is like, no, we're going to negotiate with you. So that's what you see what's going on. And what's happened is that they're sneaking around the borders from Benin and Ivory Coast to the AES countries, and they're running back.
Go ahead, say James.
Thanks for having me, Dinas. And I'm glad you brought that video where we got Wasim Nas. You know, a lot of people don't know about him. So he seems to be knowing exactly what these terrorists are about to do in the Sahel. So, and the French media put him there, yes, for the very purpose of that propaganda, right? And they don't have a problem with that. They seems to be interested about what the terrorists are going to do than, you know, even hearing about what AES is going to do to defend themselves. You know, it's more about the action of the terrorists than the action from our people. So, which is the connection. So, and I want to go back to when Bazoum was overthrown in Niger, right? Around that time, the president of ECOWAS was was Tinubu, right?
Right.
And they convened a meeting to discuss the issue in Niger, right? And from the meeting, okay, they had an idea about coming to Niger and rescuing Bazoum. That was just an idea, a plan they were working towards, right? And right after the meeting, Alassane Ouattara, who did not even have a role around that time, right? Like I told you, Tinubu was the chairman. Alassane Ouattara didn't have a role in there. The other guy from Benin, Talon, did not also have a role. They both, Ouattara did a press conference, and he said he already talked to his military to tell them to get ready, and he already had he said he had a budget for it, and no matter how long it's going to take to put Bazoum back in power, he doesn't care. He has the money for it, and he was willing to go. Right? That was Ivory Coast. Patrice Talon also joined Alassane Ouattara. He said the same thing. His country is ready to go help fight in Niger to bring Bazoum back. Those were the two countries in Francophone Africa that didn't have anything to do with, they were the part of ECOWAS, I agree, but the chairman was Tinubu. Tinubu never made that decision. Like, are we ready to go? These people were ready to go to Niger. So they made it clear that they're going, right? Now, okay, Niger has a problem with Benin regarding their borders, because Niger always believed that the border with Benin is not that secure because there was a lot of French troops in that area, and Niger was a little frightening about opening the border because they believe that once the border gets open, some of the troops stationed around that area, get attacked easily, right? They didn't trust the Benin side. Although Benin opened their side, Niger said they're not going to open their side because they don't trust Benin that much, right? So the situation is still ongoing. And my brother was right. Benin and Burkina Faso share a border, and there is a park called Park W. So instead of Benin coming to work with Burkina Faso so we can secure that area, because we believe this is the area where the terrorists used to attack Burkina Faso, instead of Benin coming to us so we can have a joint task force put in that place to help both countries, they totally left that area, the Park W area. If you listen to Chiani challenged Benin to ask the military if they have a military presence in the north. If they do, so they can make it clear they have. They don't. They did not respond to that. On our side, we know the Park W is wide open. So that's the way they are letting the terrorists penetrate Burkina Faso to attack us. And in the same video, Bazoum said there was a terrorist leader that was arrested. So he provided the information that in order for Benin not to get the attack, Benin has to pay them for that. So Benin paid half of it, and then when Talon didn't follow through, they attacked Benin. So in order for Benin to remain stable, but the guy in Benin has to continue paying them. They have all the records, all the meetings, who's going to the meeting, what's target to hit. He told them everything he knows. Same thing for Ivory Coast. He gave them information, who's taking the meeting, who's going to be hit next, and what's going to happen. In Burkina Faso, last week, our military provided a video to all the Ivorian. I hope some of the Ivorians are listening. Go watch the videos. Some of the terrorists that attacked Burkina Faso, they followed them. They crossed the border and enter Ivory Coast. And they even, if you see the way they were walking, when they crossed the border, they started walking slowly because they know our military would not cross the border to get them. So they started walking slowly, and they even turn around and fire at our military just to, in a way to say F you. And they were walking slowly towards Ivory Coast. We had 2 videos. We showed the Ivorian. Here, there you have it. This is your evidence. But I believe, right, as an African, I don't listen. Some Africans don't care about the evidence anymore. We have more evidence showing you that these countries are now playing fair. They're hosting terrorists. Most of the opposition leader in my country, they live in Ivory Coast. They were the one harboring terrorism. The same one that were attacking Mali. They live in Ivory Coast. They're being fed by Alassane Ouattara, and God knows what they're planning to do to Burkina Faso. These are evidence. I don't know what kind of evidence you want, but we know that this evidence exists. You cannot have a border and at the same time knowing that this border is not is being used to attack your neighbors, and you sit in your country and you be like, nah, I don't want to do business with them. I don't want nothing to do with them. So what do you mean? Like, these people come from that same border that you let wide open, but so it's fine. I don't think at this point we really need to show anybody no evidence. You see, these people are not acting in good faith, and they don't care about security and safety in West Africa. To be honest with you, they never cared. So, but we do care, right? We're going to protect our citizens. We're going to make sure we protect everybody to the best of our ability. And I would like to address a Ghanaian guy that came on your show yesterday. His name is Lewis. He lives in England. I don't know what that guy is. I don't know what his plan is. He called himself a Pan-African. I don't know. I doubt that. So he came on here and tried to break the news to you that there was an attack in Burkina Faso where some Ghanaian got killed. He's correct on that. Ghanaians, tomato trader, they came to Burkina Faso. They went to a village. It's a tough village. There's a lot of terrorist activity there. The investigation is still going on. I'm not going to say much, but personally, I'm telling you, this is not the first time a terrorist attack has taken place in that area. Burkinabés have been killed there. So at this time, it doesn't have anything to do with nationality, right? I feel sad for what happened. But Lewis is not a Pan-African, right? He comes from a group of people that don't care about other people in West Africa. They don't care. They want your money. They want whatever that they can get. They want to lure you towards them so they can use you. They're not Pan-African. They don't care about Burkina Faso like that. They don't care. They're just going to come on here and talk about military regime or all that BS. But we can see through in their own actions. They're not Pan-African. If they were Pan-Africans, they would be asking us, what can we do to help you? They don't talk like that. You see what I'm saying? They sit from afar just to criticize people in their struggle. Those kind of brothers, we don't need them. We never would need these people, right? Because these are the kind of people that will come on your channel and talk about Pan-Africanism. Whereas in Africa, between us, there's no love. So let's cut the BS, man. Let's cut the hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying? There was another one that called Nana Kwaku or Nana Kudu. Is another Ghanaian doing shows talking about the AES. Same clan, same clique. They don't like Africans. They just love themselves too much and their proximity with Massa. When they see another African trying to stand up, they get scared. They want to bring all kinds of excuses why they don't want to rock with you, knowing deep down that what we are doing in the Sahel, is way more important than what they got going on. But you see, AES, we don't have to advertise our country. A lot of diaspora, they see our country, they like it, they love it, they protect it, they wish that everything worked for us. We don't have to put a dime on that. We don't have to put a dime. It's natural love, man. It's natural love. We don't have to pay. You see what I'm saying? And we did not force people to love us. You see what I'm saying? When the love is real, people will act on it. Thank you.
Oh, Brother Dennis, too. I also wanted to add to that recent attack in Niger. If you notice, they was able to eliminate the threat within 20 minutes. Now, if you study all the terrorist attacks in Africa from Kenya,
they had Russian forces on the ground.
No. But the thing is that it wasn't that many, maybe just two. The majority was the AES forces. They went and they neutralized the threat within 20 minutes. I'm just saying, if you study those attacks from before, usually it takes days and hours. They did that within 20 minutes, which is impeccable, which is very unheard of on military standards. Just, FYI.
Okay. Let me go ahead, Elvis.
All right. Thank you, Dennis, and hello to the panel and the chat.
Hey, guys, hit the like button again. Please hit that like button. If you're in the chat room, that's your price for admission. Hit the like button. Or go ahead, Elvis.
All right. Look, I think, St. James and other gentlemen that spoke, I think it's, they're right. And to a point I want to make here is about alliances, right? So I'll put Niger in the spotlight. When it comes to Boko Haram, one of the issues that even Goodluck Jonathan and maybe even Buhari had with Boko Haram is that they'll flee, from Borno State and they go over to the, to Niger, cross that border, or even sometimes they go all the way up to Chad, and nobody can touch them because having your military cross over international borders, that's almost like an act of war. And these terrorists, they've been using this practice for a long time. So whenever a government in power in like a country like Niger is not in favor or is not in good, grace with the other country like Nigeria at the time, they use that to their advantage. And Niger was complacent in kind of fostering Boko Haram when Nigerians was trying to chase them out of Borno. They'll go into Niger and they get safe haven in that country. And and nobody could touch them because they was over the border. So I think they're using the same tactics perhaps in the Ivory Coast. And since the relationship between Ouattara and maybe the AES is not the greatest, they're using that to their advantage. So I think the AES have to out strategize, the terrorists and try to really bring Ouattara in the fold and try to make sure that they can have cooperation. Or maybe if they had not left the ECOWAS, and perhaps they can talk to the ECOWAS as a member state or as a participating member in the region, that Ivory Coast is fostering terrorists and and launch an official complaint and bring it to the fore in West Africa. If they have evidence, they can expose Ivory Coast and Ouattara for supporting these terrorists. And the whole of West Africa can see with our eyes, with evidence on the table, that Ouattara is complacent in the fight, against the AES. That's one of the options that they have. Instead of just making accusations, they can go to our regional body, which Ivory Coast is a part of, and show that he's actively working against them. And I think all of us Africans, especially West Africans, would be against the Ivory Coast for trying to fight their brother state. So
we're no longer part of ECOWAS, and for the time being, we are suspended from the African Union. So Amali brought a case against the French, which involved Ivory Coast at the United States nation, and French blocked that. So the evidence is ready. We are only waiting for the United Nations to take on the environment.
And also they have the AES force with 6,000 troops, and ECOWAS has been working on their joint force since 1999 and didn't do nothing. So
right,
it's irrelevant.
Right. So my point that I'm making is, and you guys are making that point for me actually, that these three states chose to be isolationists. They left the larger body, they left even the continental body, and they're now on their own. And you have one second.
No. I'm going to let you speak. But when you say we are isolated, so if it's because of the coup, you get suspended from the body. So we did not isolate ourselves. This is a coup, and we see what happened with ECOWAS under Tinubu's leadership. He lost. We funded ECOWAS, right? The three countries, we funded that, and you guys came later. Military people funded ECOWAS. You understand? So we did not choose to live.
James, I hear you, brother. Let me just finish.
So isolated, yes.
I hear you, right? So if you have the evidence, right? You have YouTube. We see Traore. We see all of the the great things that he's doing on YouTube. These guys are they're connected. They can come and present those evidence to the entire world.
Which media?
On YouTube, on a platform like YouTube,
brother,
right?
They have
presented
guys, why are you guys arguing with me? Let me just make my point.
It's not an argument. It's like you saying something.
I hear you, bro.
Addressed.
Fine. Let me speak. I'm not arguing with you.
Please.
No.
You arguing. You were the one arguing.
So they have the medium in which they can expose these, alleged proxies for France, Ivory Coast, Benin, and so forth. They can expose these guys with clear evidence. So I want to see it. I know St. James and other people here believe that the evidence is there. I haven't seen it. Perhaps they've seen it. So I want to see the evidence. I think Dynasty would like to see it, clear evidence, so that we can hold on. So that we can turn our anger against a country like Ivory Coast and Benin that they're working against the AES. Until I see that, it's all interjection and insinuations.
But brother Elvis,
man, say, let me do this. Let me pass it. We got other people on the panel ready. Let me pass it to Ngolo. Then we'll circle back.
I was going to tell him about the sources to get the thing. AST.
Well, let's go ahead and Ngolo.
First of all, good morning. Good afternoon to everybody. Thank you for the platform. I did to ask for direct evidence. I don't need any direct evidence. I know the France, as modus operandi, and the nations that have been called into account modus operandi, as long as those heads of state of those nations have been in power. I don't think Abdurrahmane Tiani is going to come on and make a statement like that without any direct intel. These European powers are trying to come together and coalesce to recolonize all the places that they lost control of, direct control of. When you listen to what Marco Rubio said in that Munich Security Council, it's disgusting. Like these people, like what more evidence do we need? The dude literally went on with a whole speech placating to every single individual colonizing nation that was in the Berlin Conference. I don't understand with our people, bro. Like, what do you want them to come out and show you video per video? Like, we don't have a 500-year sample size of these people's behavior. Every single instance you gotta show direct rule when you know what this goes on every single time. Like, I don't understand. But my thing to the AES, man, they got to start taking preemptive strikes covertly. I think there needs to be a delegation sent to try to infiltrate some of these terrorist organizations and destroy them from within. But I'll pass the mic with that.
All right, after, go ahead.
Yeah, greetings, fam, to all the meaningful panelists and diners. I hope the body fine.
Your body fine.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah, going back to the topic of Burkina again and the AES. For me, I think we do have problem with some of our coastal countries, who have been heavily influenced by the Western ideology, and they are in cahoots with the West for so long. It's hard to take them out of it. And also, I think the Francophone West Africa have held us back for years in terms of decolonization. Sometimes when I listen and I read, how the French managed to get into the Francophone West Africa and the things that they managed to get away with. I mean, the British are bad, back in the days, and they still are in different ways. But, oh God, how did they manage to accept this all this time? Like for so long, how did they manage to accept the French treating them so ill and ill-treated, to be so ill-treated by the French? And they just got away with it for so long. You see, this is the problem. When you let someone abuse you for so long, the moment you stop, you start fighting back, you're going to get a big problem because, they feel like they got the full right to abuse you and you have no right to stand up for yourself. And this is what the AES is facing at the moment. And the entire Francophone, I believe Senegal also possibly want to liberate themselves, but they probably can't do it because they got their tentacles, and also Ivory Coast. I don't believe in this. It's hard to say. I don't believe that other African. I don't want to believe that's the right word. Okay, I don't want to believe other African countries like Senegal, Ivory Coast, and Benin would like to see the downfall of their own brothers when they know, these guys have been fighting so hard to gain their independence from these people. This is why I was angry with Nigeria when ECOWAS wanted to get into Niger Republic, and when the northern state governors voted it down. Because I think these guys, Niger Republic is a very poor country. It's been like abused by French for so long. They've been taking the uranium for so long and cheap. Okay, you take an Italian prime minister, the current prime minister of Italy, to actually go after or go after the French online. I don't know if you probably saw the recent spat between Macron and the woman Maloney. It's just interesting how they fight in each other now. But she actually highlighted that because of the migrant crossing from the Sahel to Italy. She's saying, how dare you guys been treating this poor nation for so long, abusing them, taking all their resources. And then when they come to our country as a refugee, then, I don't know. I don't think Ivory Coast, I don't want to believe that Ivory Coast, Benin hates, the AES. Maybe what I advise the AES leaders, what they should do, I think, because I'm working to more of the solution. We've been coming here every day talking about the problems. They should actually work with some of the opposition leaders within these coastal countries, okay, and find a way to infiltrate this government because they're democratic. Okay, they're easy to get toppled down. So if, for example, Ivory Coast is actually working against the AES should work together as a unit to counter that narrative in Ivory Coast and work with the opposition in Ivory Coast, or maybe work with people who are aligned with them against the current leadership in Ivory Coast or in Benin for that matter. Because Benin is a small country, and I think it was a big mistake for them to let Nigeria fly over the Benin airspace and do what they do. They should have supported Benin, from the get-go after that coup was successful. And also, I heard that something that's really worrying, that the place called Benin, there is a French billionaire who have bought most of the critical areas and infrastructure in Benin that would be useful to the AES anyway. So, and Nigeria, please, let's not go there. Tinubu, he's a descendant of a slave master. I just found that out recently. That doesn't surprise me. His ancestors are one of the people who sold slaves away.
After, real quick, if I can interject. So they're saying that. So I think Tinubu, that's not his birth name. He changed his name.
He was adopted.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's not his birth name. So he,
yes,
so he has no. I don't think he has any relation to Madam Tinubu.
No, he doesn't.
No, but he is adopted, right? And he's in that psyche, and he got he's come from that. Whether you like it or not, if somebody adopts you, obviously going to have that upbringing of that psyche, and how he's behaving demonstrated. Okay, he's very since he came to power, when the French countries were fighting to be liberated by the French, the first thing he did, he went to France. He wanted to be the big daddy. Okay, and Buhari been there in power for so long. He witnessed all this coup that happened in this. He witnessed the coup that happened in fact, I listened to Mbalo. Okay, Mbalo, I don't care what people say about him, but Mbalo is the guy that actually recommended most of this AES guy to Putin anyway. He's the one that recommended them. Okay, he actually narrated exactly how Ibrahim Traore, took power in Burkina Faso. Ibrahim Traore was on the phone to Mbalo all the way to the final stage of the coup. He said to Traore, Traore said to Mbalo, please speak to Damiba, it's my brother. I don't want to kill him. I don't want to do that to him. Tell him to come out of the villa, something like that on this interview. I don't really understand French that well. But so the reality is Tinubu there's something about him and something about the way he behaves is really disturbing for the black race. Okay, let's make that clear. And we need to keep an eye on the guy, because he's a very dangerous guy. No matter what we try to do in the AES or in West Africa, if that guy is not been, if we don't keep eye on him and see what, counter the narrative is doing, is not going to work. Because if Nigeria...
So Tinubu is more dangerous to the AES than Ouattara? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I think he is more dangerous to AES than Ouattara, yes.
Okay.
I pass the mic.
All right, go ahead, man. Say whatever information you want to share, you go ahead and share it.
Yeah, I was just saying that because Brother Elvis was saying that where's the resources of the sources of either IB, Assimi Goita, Tiani speaking about this. I put it in the back chat. It's ASTV, ORTM, Burkina 24, Burkina Faso Express, and Alpha One Kasiba. They have pictures, they have video, they have the interviews, but most of it is in French. But if you want it in English, you can go to Mamali or you can go to Andre TV. They have it in English.
What is it showing us? Is it showing us the attack, or that France is directly involved?
They're showing you attacks. They're showing you neutralized terrorists that got neutralized on the border.
This is on YouTube.
It's not on YouTube, because if it's on YouTube, it's going to get demonetized.
Okay.
But if it's on Facebook, you go find it on Facebook. So if you want to see those images, it's on Alpha One Kasiba, KASZIBA.
My man, check the latest one that Burkina posted. That one can be watched on YouTube. And I don't know if you can get that one. Yeah, that one's on YouTube. And when you can actually see the terrorists walking their way back to Ivory Coast. You can see that. Yes. And there was another video when
which site that you posted, man, say, can we see that? I'll pull it up right now.
Right. Okay. Give me 1 second. So you can put you could on YouTube. It's most likely it might be Burkina 24.
Yeah, or RTB, right?
Yeah,
We
or
would see
RTV.
yeah,
ORTF. Yeah.
right. Yeah, you can
Or
see them, and we posted 2 videos of them doing the same thing, 2 groups. And Elvis, there was a meeting that took place within the Malian officials and the French official, and during that meeting, the Malian told them that if they agree, we can go to the UN and challenge it over there with the evidence. You can see it through the meeting. The French did not take on that meeting. You understand? It's not about presenting the facts to millions of Africans, right? We chose not to see the evidence. We are posting it because we can show the actions and the evidence at the same time. You see the way these people behave in Africa, we know if they have nothing to do with it, we wouldn't be here. We would be linking up, trying to figure this thing out. The way they are soft about coming in. If you can see the president of Benin lately did a video when Chani he said a bunch of baloney. He didn't even address Chani. You can know. And Elvis, again, Burkina Faso was used. When Blaise Compaoré was in power, he did the same thing to Mali while he was the mediator. We know better. We know. That's why when we tell you this country is helping the French, take our word, because we were used for that. Blaise Compaoré did that to Mali. Why us in Mali, we link up? Because we know the tactics, we know how the French move. That's why it was easy for us to come together. So if we tell you these people are helping them, what else do you want? We present the evidence, you didn't see it. We present more evidence, oh, it's not clear. And these people are sitting there telling you that they have nothing to do with it. Why would we point out this country? These are brothers. Why we didn't point out to Togo? Why we didn't point out to Senegal? Why we didn't point out to Ghana? Why do we point out? Why do we have to do this to other countries? Why do we tell this country, you guys are the one allowing them to do this? What do we gain? Ask yourself, what do we gain by doing this?
Okay, let me just ask you.
Let me finish. When Traoré came to power, right? Freshly came to power. Some of our problem were coming towards Niger, that share border with the Libya and stuff like that. We had a problem in that area as well. Traoré wrote him a letter telling him, I'm the newly elected guy in Burkina Faso. I would like to work with you. The letter's there. Told them, I would like to work with you so we can fix this situation. Bazoum never responded. Wrote him another letter. He turned it down. And he's the one going to Paris talking about the security issue in West Africa, especially in the Sahel. These are laughable situations. These people did not want to fight terrorism in West Africa. They took a side and they will act on it. And then when it got toppled, everybody's kind of surprised. Bazoum was helping. Let me finish.
Hold on, bro.
I'm gonna finish.
Give me 30 seconds.
I wasn't done. And when Bazoum fled terrorists during his tenure, maybe you didn't see it. I can refresh your memory. Ask the people of Niger, why did Bazoum have to free some terrorists? Mensek is there. He can tell you. He fled them. The army in Niger, they were mad because they're the one who fought these people and arrested them. He fled them. And these are the very people that come to Burkina Faso and Mali and create chaos. So what evidence do you want?
Okay. Let me speak quick.
And then
Let Elvis respond. I got past the econ. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'll give you a refresher here, St. James, and please don't interrupt me. So I want to know. Well, it's a rhetorical question. What was the reaction of the Burkinabés? Did they come out in droves to speak against their government when their government was actively involved in the Ivory Coast to bring Alassane Ouattara to power? Were they being controlled by the French when they went into the Ivory Coast and sent their citizens to attack the Ivory Coast when Laurent Gbagbo was in there? When they were playing an active role under the former president Compaoré?
I would love to answer.
Hold on, please. Did the Burkinabés come on and say, look, this is wrong. We shouldn't be getting involved in our brother state. This is not our issue. We shouldn't be getting involved in it. What you told me one time, St. James, is that you guys were the one that brought in Ouattara, and you were saying it with pride in your voice. So my point here is, Burkina Faso can get involved in other countries when it serves them. They can go in there and install leaders and fight on behalf of somebody that they think is related to them, whether by blood or whether by some, ethnic connection. And they were actively trying to bring, Ouattara into the Ivory Coast. The military was helping, through Compaoré. Now that he's not on your side, quote unquote, he has a different interest than your country. Now you want everybody to turn against the Ivory Coast. But previously, you guys have helped to bring the same guy in power, and now he's turned against you.
You want me to
Thank you,
answer the
Don.
question? I can answer. When the situation in Ivory Coast started, it has nothing to do with Burkina Faso. When the first president of Ivory Coast died in '94, and there was a power struggle between Alassane Ouattara and somebody called Henri Konan Bédié. The Burkinabe had nothing to do with that. And when that situation prevailed, Bédié became the president. He brought Ivority, meaning if you want to run for president, you have to be an Ivorian, and your father and mother have to be Ivorian. Based on what people said, this law was intended for Ouattara, because Ouattara, as everybody know, he was born in Burkina Faso, raised in Burkina Faso, got his high school diploma in Burkina Faso, and came to the US. The law was intended for Ouattara not to run. So Elvis, that was an Ivorian problem, not a Burkinabe problem. Alassane Ouattara traveled to when they told him that he couldn't be president, he couldn't even be a candidate, he left Ivory Coast. A rebellion was created by Ivorian, not Burkinabe. Ivorian themselves, not Burkinabe. I repeat it, Ivorian themselves, not Burkinabe. They're the one who were mad at the situation at that time because of the fact that they felt that the ethnic group was not favor compared to the others. This was not Burkinabe, this was Ivorian. Elvis, once again, this was Ivorian, not Burkinabe. You understand? They had the problem within their nation.
Are you denying that Burkinabe fought on the side of Ouattara in that war?
I gave you the courtesy. Let me finish. I gave you the courtesy. I gave you the
make a big deal out of it.
Right. Let me finish.
Okay, then, so don't lie about it. If you're not going to make a big deal, fine. But don't lie and say they weren't involved.
I'm not lying because you don't.
Hey, guys, you got a minute. I got to pass.
Okay, got you. So this was already happening in Ivory Coast without the intervention of Burkina Faso. Of course, the rebellion, they're not from Burkina Faso. They came to ask the help of Blaise Compaoré, had nothing to do with the tribal connection. They're not from Burkina Faso. They wanted the help. Blaise Compaoré provided the help. They went and attacked, and the attack was successful. It has nothing to do with Burkina Faso. Nothing. You know who helped Blaise Compaoré kill Sankara? Houphouët-Boigny. Can we sit here as Burkina Faso?
Blaise Compaoré, the president of Burkina Faso. I can say he had nothing to do with it.
Can you tell this guy to give me 1 minute, man? Give me my minute. Let me finish.
Go ahead, James.
When Blaise Compaoré, when Blaise Compaoré,
hold on. Say, James, you got 1 minute, guys.
Okay. I want to ask the people here. If we want to assign the blame, right? Like Africans love to assign the blame, right? A lot of Burkinabe thinks Houphouët-Boigny has a lot to do with the killing of Thomas Sankara. That was back in '87. Before Burkina started doing something in Ivory Coast. In '87, most Burkinabe believe Houphouët-Boigny had something to do with the killing of Thomas Sankara. So we should have been more mad at Ivory Coast than they're mad at us, right? Because they killed a charismatic leader, but we're not fool. We don't blame the Ivorian. We blame the politics of that time. So we are not hateful people, Elvis. You understand? So exactly what happened in Ivory Coast, it was a power struggle. The French wanted Alassane Ouattara, and they used the peon to do it. Has nothing to do with the people of Burkina Faso. You understand? Get your facts right and make sure that don't happen again. Don't lie on our people. Thank you.
All right, go ahead, Econ. Also, real quick, hey, guys, links in the chat room if you want to call in and add to the conversation. Call in and add to the conversation. Also, the ladies who are in the chat, if you want to call in, please call in. You know, the ladies who are in the chat, you know, women, if you want to add your opinion, this platform's for everybody. You're more than welcome to call in. All right, go ahead, Econ.
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Respect Dinus for the platform. I'm surprised that I am surprised that ECOWAS. I did not know ECOWAS was a terrorist community. In terms of a terrorist structured system. I do know they what you'd call They shake down people at the border, which I never liked. I thought that is terrorism. Anyway, the three Sahel states, before Assimi Goita, Mali was a terrorist state. I mean, they over here in the West, we all feared Mali. You feel me? But Burkina Faso, before Ibrahim Traore, it was a terrorist state. Especially Niger, before Abdurrahman Chiani. That place, that I over here would be, I was like, God damn, no one can go through Niger. You feel me? So I'm so glad these leaders took over these countries, because these countries are now safe haven for truth tellers. You feel me? It's a safe haven. Anybody that's really telling the truth can escape from ECOWAS to those countries. You feel me? Anyway, um, when it comes to, I don't like how the Liberian guy likes to generalize things, and he don't like to be generalized. You feel me? The politics is killing the good presidents. That's who you should blame, not the people. You feel me? I don't think all the people was terrorists in these countries. They were vassal states. They were states controlled by France, and terrorism was how France wanted to maintain their power. You know about the Paris Agreement. I wonder, why is it called the Paris Agreement? Because it's a hoax. A lot of people don't understand that whatever law the Europeans make is for Africans. It's mostly for Africans, whatever law. So when you see them come up in the 90s about climate change and all of that, it's because Africa was breaking free. They already know there is a lot of oil in Africa. They already know that. They kept Nigeria poor. They even robbed their oil, because Nigerians are too black to get rich. That's why they kept Nigeria poor, knowing that Nigeria have oil, but everywhere have oil in Africa. They know that. So why is it now we all just discovering oil? Namibia just discovered. They knew. But because this fossil fuel is going to make us efficient and bring us through and give us our own industrial revolution, they want to stop it, and they know what they're doing. That's why they went to electric. But they did not know that Africa could do a leapfrog if they were talking about what you call green energy. Africa can actually do a leapfrog in it, because Mali control lithium. You feel me? Almost the largest stock of lithium in the world is in Mali. You feel me? So if Africa get a hold of everything, Africa can drive cars without gas, make electricity without gas, all that. And they don't like that. And that's why Donald Trump is like, listen, we not doing this climate change thing. You all it's a hoax. He said it. It's fake. Because we know it's fake. They're trying to block out the sun themselves. They are the ones who is causing things. No man can destroy the earth. They go just destroy themselves. So my problem is we not understanding that this climate change is a hoax, and it was made to stop Africa from using oil. That's why South Africa went in a electricity problem 3 years ago. You feel me? Because they wanted South Africa to get poor. It's a form of sanctioning. You feel me? So That's what's going on, and they know that they can't really stop using oil. They were using oil secretly. You feel me? It's Ukraine that bombed the Nord Stream oil thing. So they were still, and they still need oil. You feel me? So that's my thing, and I'm glad the Sahel is so strong. I wish they get stronger, but I wish they go on the offensive. You feel me? I think they need to target the Parliament of Benin and goddamn Cote d'Ivoire.
Aircon fire is gonna happen. The next phase is coming up.
Okay, guys, let me
Guys,
respond,
hold
please.
on, let me guys, hit the like button. If you have not hit that like button, please hit that like button. That's your price of admission. And also too, if you want to call in, click on the link. You're more than welcome to call in, click on the link.
Brother
Donis, can we keep the rotation? It's been
But
going
one more
well.
thing.
But
one more thing.
Hold on, let me pass it to Mansake, because you were kind of, go ahead, Mansake, and I'll pass it
No,
to
I
you.
was going to say too. You know what's very interesting too? I'm gonna tell you four things. I'm gonna tell you one thing. What Demiba, Bazoon, Watara, and Talon all said. You know what they all said? They all said that they don't need no military equipment because all their military. Hear this: all their military are not capable of defending themselves. And you got to ask yourself, where did they get that notion? France. France told them to say that. I just thought that was very interesting for a sovereign
Yes.
country to tell their own people that they're incapable of defending themselves, which is
France
ridiculous.
already have plans to sell the Sahel military armory. They already have plans.
Yeah, it's
Go ahead,
true.
sir.
No, I was just saying that pretty much what they're seeing is France is involved, and I just think it's a coincidence how France gets into Ghana, and then all of a sudden this attack happens on Ghanaians. I mean, that's not a coincidence. It's like everywhere they go, these attacks happen. And then the thing with Niger, France was crying about the uranium, and then a couple of days later or a week later, they get attacked. Not a coincidence, man.
But look at this. Look at this also. There's a dude that come out in Ghana. He's from the north, right? And he's from the opposite party. And he come out and saying that it is because the president Mahama invited Captain Traore to come to his inauguration. You feel me? Now, when someone says something like that, I think he should be targeted and put down, because he's from the north. He's also a terrorist. He's also a terrorist sympathizer, and they all know what's going on. All ECOWAS knew what's going on in the Sahel. Most of them were briefed about. That's why they don't want terrorism to stop, because listen. What Algeria wanted Azawad, wanted to split Mali and name it Azawad. You feel me? And the France wanted to control Bamako. You feel me? And all of them had that plan. You feel me? And also, so all right, there's two dudes that came on that annoy me. Louis and CD. Those are two unfortunate Ghana people. Very unfortunate. You feel me?
I can't. CD's not from Ghana.
City's from Liberia.
Well, listen, CD he's contemplating between being a terrorist and a regular guy. You feel me? Seriously.
Yeah, but
that's a salacious statement.
You know what I think it is? I think what it is that
that's
because
not fair on him. He's not here to defend himself. Let's not talk about people.
Hold on, I was saying that what I think it is too with those Ghanaians too, especially the older ones, because they went through the on the Jerry Rawlings, and that's because of what happened before, and because he was isolated, just like how Ahmed Sekou Touré was also isolated. They don't want to go through that, and I guess they have a lot of fear.
But Let me ask you a question.
He's right.
Before you go, right? Before you add it to your, let me add this for you to expound on it. I would like for them to name me a country that has an embassy in their country, and they don't have an embassy in the AES. I want them to name one. They said we isolated ourselves. I would like for them to name that country.
No, that's
They don't
not
have.
what he's talking about.
No. That's not for you, Icon Fire. This was somebody
Yeah,
who
but
made that
that's
statement. No, hold on. Who made that statement?
when did the statement
that
made?
was Elvis. That was
When?
Elvis. They say we isolated ourselves, right? And it's a bigger conversation that some Africans have, that the AES isolated themselves. When in fact you can see videos of most of these countries coming to us to
No, man. Hold on. St. James.
Hold on. Listen, let me finish. So we are open for business, good business, right? Anybody can
But
come
we're
to
not
the AES.
talking about that, man.
Okay.
That's not what
But
he was
Icon Fire,
talking about.
so can you allow people to finish, man?
But
Please.
that's not what he's talking about. You carrying away the conversation, dude.
Okay, please go ahead, man. Show yourself, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're talking about Ghana and
show yourself.
some
Just show
people.
yourself. Show yourself, please.
Calm down, man. I'm on your side. I'm on this.
No, what does that mean? If you're on my side, you let me finish.
What are you talking about?
Extend me that courtesy extend me the courtesy to finish my statement, whether you like it or not. At least you can allow me to finish.
Yeah, but you are wrong about
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's the more people listening, not only you.
All right, fine.
Okay. No, I'm done. Just go.
Because the man
let me come here, please. Let me come here, please.
The man says something about isolation, and you talking about Burkina. He's talking about Ghana.
We'll let Elvis explain himself. Go ahead, Elvis.
Right. So the point I was making, and I want people to understand the broader point that I was trying to make, is that people have interests, whether it's your leader who represent your country. So you look at Blaise Compaoré, who is sitting in Ivory Coast right now, seeking refuge under Ouattara. He took a bold step, a step that he was going to get involved in that conflict. I'm sure there was some Ivorians who were saying, don't get involved, this is our country issue. And that president took that action. And the outcome was Ouattara was installed into office. Now, many Ivorians who are, in opposition to Ouattara is complaining that he's a dictator now. He's, staying in power pretty much for life. He's not holding fair, free elections to transition. So they feel like, Burkina Faso was complacent in bringing this guy on their heads and imposing him on the Ivorian people. So now on the flip side, you have, hold on.
You don't know history, Elvis.
Hold on.
That's why we can't allow you to lie.
You guys can't interrupt me.
You're lying, though.
Allow me to speak.
Yeah,
please.
but
you keep lying.
On the flip side, 1 second, please.
Blaise Compaoré didn't do it on his own. So stop talking about him as if he did it on his own.
Yeah, fine. I don't want to be rude.
No. You cut people. That's your MO, Elvis. Don't act like you're a victim.
You told me
don't act like you're a victim. You cut me when I was talking. So don't act like you're a victim.
I'll let you finish.
No. You cut me off. You cut me off.
Fine. Let me make my point. So
tell me who brought Alassane Ouattara to Ivory Coast, please.
Hold on, please.
Just let the people know who brought him to Ivory Coast.
Please, let me finish. On the flip side,
France.
You have, the AES, who now wants other people to collaborate with them because it's in their interest.
Like who?
No, they don't.
One second.
We're not calling on your country. We're not calling on Liberia for anything.
I mean, guys, what are you guys so butthurt about? I'm not even saying anything.
No, you're the one butthurt. You're trying to throw anything. You're trying to throw anything at us, hoping it's
Let me speak. I mean, this is so intolerable that you guys can let people speak.
And they don't need nobody. We
don't need Liberia. We don't need Liberia.
Okay, fine. I hear you, right? So if you don't need anybody, why come and complain about Ouattara? Let him do what he's doing.
You're not from Ivory Coast.
Hold on.
You're not from Ivory Coast, Elvis. You're not from Ivory Coast.
I mean, guys, I hear you, right?
All right, you're right. You're not from there, so we're not talking to you.
Yeah. We're listening to the conversation, right?
That's what you're doing.
If you come online and you whine that,
you don't want to. When you look at the net, look at the title. Look at the title. Liberia is not listed there. It's not listed there.
You the one
No,
who
he's
came to us.
defending his little troop people.
Right.
He's
Yeah,
defending his
the
own
name
troop
of
with
your
that.
country is not
With
listed.
any
The name
goddamn
of your country is not
If
listed
Danish
there.
makes a show about Africa and we come in and we try to
Now it's fine.
pontificate
So,
on
so
the
you
subject,
invited yourself
Daniel,
into
can
our
you put some
conversation.
control,
I
man?
mean,
Let them try to.
I mean, you guys are just being so.
Daniel, can you intervene so these guys can?
Hold on, one mic, one mic. Don't interrupt Elvis. Elvis, you got 45 seconds. I got to pass it to CD. All right, thank you, Dennis. Look, I'm just saying, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. When Campari was there, who represented Burkina Faso, he got heavily involved in that war. When he was ousted, he went and sought refuge with Ouattara, who he helped bring into power. So now that the shoes is on the other foot, these guys want us to understand that these guys are, should be in the interest of brotherhood. When it was Gbagbo in there, they wasn't in brotherhood with him. They went against him and removed him, from power. So there's crying and whining that Ivory Coast should stop, and Ouattara is working for the French. So was Compaoré working for the French to bring in Ouattara and remove Gbagbo? This is the cycle of African politics, and that's what's been going on. So don't expect people to come to your side now because you think it's the moral thing to do, when it wasn't the moral thing to do to remove Gbagbo by force by supporting rebel groups against him. Thank you,
It's not
Daniel.
the same regime. You can't do
Let
that.
me pass
I
the mic
think
to
he's
CD.
gonna be
Go ahead, CD.
ingenuous,
Go ahead, CD.
Elvis.
CD, unmute yourself, CD.
Hey, Dennis.
Hey.
So I don't think Burkina Faso helped or Ouattara to bring into power. Young Ouattara was working with World Bank when Ivory Coast was going through financial crisis. And then he recommended to Foy that he should
That's
bring
the fact.
Ouattara
That's the
to
fact.
help him
Yeah.
instead of
Let him finish.
to help the economy, right? So that's why they call in Ivory Coast a Plan Ouattara. So when he came, he cut down the expenditure, a lot of government expenses that was going on, right? So he was there as a prime minister, and then Ofoyi spiritual son, who was this guy, what's his name?
Campari.
No, not Compaoré, he's Ivorian. I'm forgetting his name. So he was the head of the parliament. Bidier. So when Bidier was the head of the parliament, and Ouattara was the prime minister, he helped the Ivorian economy, and everything started functioning, right? So when we die, in Ivorian law, the person who is the head of parliament is supposed to be the president, right? So Bidier became the president of Ivory Coast, and Ouattara was not too happy with that situation. And then another guy they call Robert Gay, came and overthrew Bidier, right? And then when he overthrew BDA, and then he and Laurent Gbagbo started working together. Gbagbo went and killed BDA, Gueye, and then he became the president, right? So Ouattara, all along, he was not happy with the situation because Ofoe played politics with him because he put his son as the head of the parliament. When he died, so BDA can be the president, right? And in the high election, while Laurent Gbagbo was in power. And according to Ouattara, he said Gbagbo fraud the election, right? And then what he did, he brought a river war. He worked along with the French, along with some Jula from the northern part of Ivory Coast, from Segela, from Boaké area, and they joined him with the French people and fight this guy, Gbagbo. Burkina Faso had nothing to do with it. There was no Burkinabe fighting for
See,
Ouattara.
now you're lying. Even the Burkinabes
Let
know
me
that
finish.
there were
Let me finish
Burkinabes
this because I
fighting
know some of the Jula guys that was fighting for him. People like Ibeka was fighting for him. The guy who is the defense minister right now, chief of staff right now, was fighting for him, right? There's another Camara guy. They're from the northern part, from Segela, from Boaké, and from Deneni area. So they were fighting along with Ouattara, along with Ouattara to remove Gbagbo. The French was involved to flush Gbagbo out of the palace, right? And they arrested Gbagbo along with another young guy they call Blake Ude. He's a well-known Ivorian politician. The old guy arrested and he went to war crime, right? And luckily for Babu, he got exonerated. He did not find him guilty. Since then, Ouattara been in power for 11 years. There were no Burkinabe fighting for
That's
Ouattara.
not true. Stop it, man.
Even though the whole thing is Ouattara came to school because he went to Penn State University, right? While he was there, he came as Burkinabe, right? He's not original Ivorian. All Ivorian claim that he's Burkinabe because he came on a scholarship as a Burkinabe. At that time, they used to call Burkina Faso Upper Volta. So he was in America as a student from Burkina Faso. But the strategy of what he had was because IMF recommended Ouattara that he should bring Ouattara on board to help Africa out of economic crisis that they were going through, right? But not a single Burkinabe was fighting for Ouattara. Not a single Burkinabe
Oh
at
boy.
all. Burkina Faso had nothing to do with Ivorian War. Nothing.
The
Even
Burkina
though
Faso on the platform will tell you they were involved, if
first
they're
of
being
all,
honest.
Ouattara became a prime minister before this guy, Blaise Compaoré. When Sankara was there, that was the time Ouattara became the prime minister. At that time, Thomas Sankara was alive. So he was active in politics before Blaise Compaoré. So Blaise Compaoré had nothing to do with it. Even though Ofo Boy's daughter married to Blaise Compaoré, but he had nothing to do with it. It was Francois Mitterrand, along with Ofo Boy, that worked along with this guy, or how do you call him? I don't know, the Burkina Faso president, what his name again?
he got 30 seconds. I got to pass the mic.
So Ouattara, Francois Mitterrand, and along with the former president of Burkina Faso, joined here to overthrow Thomas Sankara. Burkina Faso had nothing to do with Ivorian War at all.
Oh my
So
God.
that's how I think the whole situation is. But to say Burkina Faso was involved, they were not involved at all.
The Burkina Faso said he was involved, and we know he
I
was
wanna
involved.
respond to Elvis, right? So you said
Well,
that.
I got to pass the mic to some people. So we got to see. You got 15 seconds. I got to pass the mic.
So all in all, in a situation with France again, that or Niger is claiming that France attacked their airport. France all along they want to get rid of Sahel. But to say France was directly involved into that attacking of that airport, I don't believe that. I don't believe it.
They use
At all.
proxy.
All right, guys.
Right. So they may go through,
I got to pass the mic to Willie. Go ahead, Willie.
you know.
Number yourself, Willie. I mean, yeah, it just seems like a cycle of dysfunction, right? Like when you're dealing with these Western powers, you got to understand, yeah, they always use proxies, right? But one thing I see kind of common on the continent is they use their own people, right, to do their dirty work. And it's just this toxic cycle that never ends, right? So I think it was the brother Elvis that was speaking, and they were saying, you're not from here and blah, blah, blah. Well, that's how I always feel about Black American topics, right? Everyone can tell me better of what Black people should be doing than me, who is from this region, right? So I'm going to show the decorum I'd like to ask for and just learn
None
from
of
you
them can
brothers,
stop me
right?
from talking about Africa. None of them.
You said what?
I said none of them can stop me from talking about Africa.
I ain't mad at you.
Can we just speak
listen.
on the topic, man? You didn't even address the topic, really, brother. Come on, just address the topic.
Go ahead, Wall Street.
Yeah, I was saying it's just me addressing the topic it's the same story over and over again, right? One group getting in bed with Western powers, right? And then another group has to come overthrow them. Then that group becomes toxic and what is it? Dictators. Like it's the same cycle. And for me, the root of it, as I'm Googling these terms and these different people, as y'all are talking, it's all rooted in the tribalism. That seems to be the heart of it all, why there can be no unity and why France, America, Western powers are able to play these nations out over and over
Again,
It's not tribalism.
Yeah, it's not
It's
tribe,
not.
brother. They use its interest. They take advantage of greedy individuals, sell out people, and then they go against them. Most of these people you speaking are related in as far as ethnicity is concerned. So
I'll tell
Yeah,
you
and then they
something. Hold
put
on. I'll tell
No,
black
you.
no, no.
people in power
I
Go
also.
ahead.
gotta pass. I gotta pass the mic. Burkina Bay. Go ahead, Burkina Bay.
What's up, everybody? Can you
Yeah.
guys hear me?
Yes.
Represent, bro.
Yeah. Thank you, Dennis, for having me. So, yeah, I was coming in quick. I was planning on only listening, but then I decided to come in quick just to correct what's his name, Elvis. Okay. And I'm going to need St. James help at some point, okay? Because I heard Elvis say that the Burkinabe never supported Laurent Gbagbo. So firstly, it's true that Laurent Gbagbo had similar visions to Ibrahim Traore. Unfortunately for him, I think it was just a little before globalization, and there wasn't enough promotion on the good work that he was trying to do, okay? So he had very good visions for Ivory. Yeah, so he had very good visions.
Econ, don't interrupt him. I'm trying to hear him. Go ahead.
Right. So he had very good visions, okay? But what I'm trying to tell Elvis here is that way before Laurent Gbagbo takes over, okay? He really contributed to the Ivorian politics way before becoming president, okay? And I'm just trying to show him that Burkina Faso supported him at that time, at the time that he wasn't even so famous, okay? Because under Houphouët-Boigny, Laurent Gbagbo contributed to fight for the right of multiple political parties, because Houphouët-Boigny at that time tried to suppress every political parties. And Laurent Gbagbo fought very hard for that, okay? And at some point, he even Houphouët-Boigny tried to kill him, and at that time he had to run to Burkina Faso to seek for asylum, okay, in Burkina Faso. And if I'm not mistaken, the administration of that time, and this is where I'm going to need St. James, okay, the administration of that time even gave him citizenship to help protect him from Houphouët-Boigny. Okay, so St. James, can you please help me?
I heard that. I'm not sure about the citizenship. I need to look into that, but I do believe that we facilitated him from when he came to Burkina Faso to go to Europe. I don't know if we gave him the paperwork to travel to Europe. We did help him. Don't forget the fact that Blaise Compaoré also funded his political party. You remember?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
but that was later. That was later. So I'm bringing this up to show Elvis that Burkina Faso supported him at some point, okay? And yeah, so this is what I wanted to bring, because you can't just be like, oh, Burkina Faso destroyed him.
Well, Burkina Faso rebels involved in the war.
Yeah, but
Okay,
you need to
no and yes.
But
there you go. That's the only point I'm making.
They were not involved in the fighting. No. They were not involved in the direct fighting, but they were protecting Bouaké, the cities that were close to Burkina Faso. They were helping the rebellion. They were never involved in the direct fight. You can ask the Ivorian.
Anybody can go and search if Burkina Faso was involved in the Ivory Coast war. I would tell you they were significantly involved.
Your own brother, right? Your own brother came here.
See, he just lied and said he wasn't involved at all. Now the other brother is saying they were involved, and he's a Burkina Faso. He's a Burkina Faso.
Elvis, when he was explaining it, right, he got all the facts covered. He got it all covered. And then you chose not to listen.
It's not true that Burkina Faso wasn't involved in the war.
Elvis. Okay, you said. Hold on. Let me say this, right? Let me say this, right? You complain that Burkina Faso.
Listeners can go search it right now on Google. They have a lot of links and a lot of sources to tell you Burkina Faso was involved.
Danis is the guy who's calling people butthurt. But just listen to your own actions, right? Elvis, you said Burkina Faso helped Charles Taylor, right? Take power in Liberia.
Was that true?
No. Can you explain to me how did you guys manage to vote for him? It wasn't Burkina Faso that voted
you're
Charles for
asking two different questions.
No. It's not two different. But after all the killings that you put into
two things are true.
Hold on.
Yeah, Burkina Faso clearly supported Charles Taylor. That's a fact.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. After all that is said and done, right? You guys lined up and said this is the man you want for your country. Did you guys do that or not? Was the Burkina Faso forcing you guys to elect this guy as your president?
That's not an argument I'm making.
No. Listen.
That's not my argument.
No. Let me. And another question.
Don't make a strong argument.
No. Relax. We're gonna get all the topics covered.
Relax. Me up now. We can have the conversation. Let's have the conversation.
Yeah, that's what we are doing. Please relax. When Prince Johnson sat in your country in Liberia and told you guys that he was there in Burkina Faso in 1987. Did you guys go out and say, you know what, we didn't like it then, we don't like it now? Did you guys go out and complain? Did you guys do that? Because obviously it was in Burkina Faso in 87. If the plan didn't go as planned, they were gonna squeeze, right? They were gonna shoot. So they came to kill. Your people came to kill. Okay, so did you guys get mad at it when he was saying that to you? Because he said it way after, right? When everything is done, said and done.
Yeah, he said it.
Did you guys get mad? Did you? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Did you guys get mad? So you're in America, right? When Trump went to this country and got their president back here in America, did you go outside and protest? Did you do anything? So you every time in your sentences, what I'm hearing from you, the Burkina Faso people. I'm worried about that. No, that's what you're doing.
My one cardinal point here
let me
is
explain
that
to you.
Blaise Compaoré used Burkina Faso as rebel fodder for the war that brought in Ouattara. That's a fact. That's my only point. Everything else is peripheral.
That Burkina Faso were involved in the African war. First time ever. Nobody ever told me this.
Go search it on Google. Anybody that's listening, go and search it. It's clear as day.
First of all, Bamako is the second capital city of Ivory Coast, right? Yamoussoukro just became the political capital recently, but Bamako is the second capital.
You said Bamako or Abidjan?
Let me listen. Bamako, they have a lot of Malians, Burkinabe, and Guinea, Malinke speaking people in Bamako. It's the biggest, it's a very big city. So the reason
in Mali or in Ivory Coast?
What's that?
Hey, I'm asking
Bamako in Mali or in Ivory Coast?
It's in Ivory Coast. I'm telling you, there's a lot of Malians, a lot of Burkinabe, a lot of other people from other countries live in Bamako.
Can I ask this question? Why when you all talk about Africa? Now, one thing I'm asking, boss man, why when you all talk about Africa, you all say the African leaders did this, the African leaders did that, but at the end of the game, it's one set of people that benefit, and it's not the African. So why, if you say Blaise Compaoré did something in Liberia, then why don't you say French have something to do with it? How nobody say
no?
French,
I can't far. We established that the leader is in there with the French. That's what it is.
Just wait. Just let me finish. You feel me? None of these African leaders do things on their own like that. Blaise Compaoré did not have no interest in Liberia. It is America and France who had interest in these two countries. So did you know that in that war, American ship was right out at the port waiting until y'all kill everybody? Did you know that?
Not true.
I mean, it is true. It's on television.
It's not true. They came to bring peace.
The conversation we are having,
didn't come to bring no peace. They were bringing
war. You don't know what you're talking about. Be quiet on that.
What the guy is simply saying, who sold dough? It was CIA that sold dough. It was an American that sold dough to Prince Johnson, right? They called Prince Johnson. When dough was at the port, right? At the port, and Prince Johnson was waiting for dough. When he came, the CIA, the U.S. Marine were calling Prince Johnson.
That's not even true. See, you got the wrong information, CD. Prince Johnson wasn't. Listen. Let me explain it to you, right? I'm a crime man. We know what happened to Doe. You can't explain my history to me.
This is what I'm telling you. Please
It's
don't
not
know
your
because
you're
history.
wrong.
It's not your
What
goddamn
happened there
history.
was listen. The American attaché, in Liberia, and the ECOWAS. Doe was going there to have a meeting. He was getting ready to go in exile into Nigeria. There was a ship that was being prepared. Prince Johnson was not waiting for him there. He went there with his men to say goodbye,
Yeah, I
his
didn't say
wife
that
and his
Prince Johnson
family.
was waiting for him there. I'm
He wasn't waiting for
telling
him there.
you that the
So
Americans
when they
who
hold
Prince
on,
Johnson was
when they disarm him,
there was no Burkina Faso
oh
over
boy,
there.
I mean, see, you can't listen. When they disarm him and his men to get on the ship to leave to go to exile in Nigeria, that's when Prince Johnson and his men came with guns, and
But who communicated with Prince Johnson?
his
Who
entire
was calling Prince Johnson?
entourage was unarmed. They couldn't defend themselves because the ECOMOG had disarmed them at the free port.
But what I'm telling you is that who called Prince Johnson that
So you said he was waiting for him. That's why I keep saying he wasn't waiting for him. So don't get that part of it
I'm
right.
not saying that he was waiting for him.
You said it earlier.
I told you that when Doe arrived, Prince Johnson was communicating, and he came to the.
That's not what you said earlier. That's why I want to correct. So now you're right. Now you're on the right
That's what I'm
path.
telling you. But no Burkina Faso was there at that time. But they were communicating with Prince Johnson.
Hold on. My point here is that Burkina Faso was involved in the war in Ivory Coast. If we can agree on that, that's fine. Everything else is on the periphery.
No, we're not agreeing. We're not agreeing. That's not.
Anybody can go and Google and see that it's true.
I gotta pass the mic to Babaliko. Go ahead, Babaliko. Unmute yourself.
Yeah. My thing is this. We all talking, we all arguing. What we arguing about? This is the thing is, right now, France and America, they're planning something for these three. Hold on, now, man. Let me finish talking, man.
Go, Babaliko. Go
Let me finish talking, man. Right now, they're planning something. Is a fact. You know, America don't care about no damn Christians in Nigeria. It's a lie. They don't care about none of that nonsense. Right now, they're in Nigeria. France bringing in all type of equipment in Benin. We here fighting each other, talking nonsense. You understand? How much, as Bob Marley said, how much we gonna stand aside and look while they kill we leaders, the leaders them that trying to do something good. We arguing about nonsense. Right now, we should be trying to focus on how we can help. You understand? And see how we could, because we're tired of this colonization nonsense, man. I'm from the islands. We're tired of this nonsense. We're watching this thing from afar, and we regrouping right now home like, yo, what's going on here? They're not gonna take out Traore, Chani, and none of them guys here. We're gonna figure something out right now. Right now, we arguing about nonsense. The real thing is right now, look how these guys do to Venezuela. Look what these guys doing. These guys talking about recolonization, and we arguing about nonsense. They're killing out all our leaders. They kill out Gaddafi. They kill out all our great leaders, and we arguing about nonsense. You understand? What are we going to do? That's the thing. Are we going to mobilize? Are we going to sit back and watch Benin, Benin and Ivory Coast, some of these guys who are being puppets, and not call them out like how it is? Come on, man. What are we going to do? Let me talk about a solution, not about arguing about nonsense. We're arguing about nonsense. What is the solution?
No problem. Elvis has no problem with the US in Nigeria.
Them don't give a damn about no Christian in Nigeria. We all know that. How much Christians they kill in Venezuela from that US strike? Venezuela is almost 90% Christians. They strike Venezuela to get Maduro. How much Christians they kill? So all of a sudden they care about Christians in Nigeria.
If the US is there to kill Muslim terrorists, I'm in favor of it, brother.
Yeah, son. No, man.
You're so stupid. They're not doing that. How they gonna kill their friends?
Exactly.
You're a big old idiot.
Exactly.
You're a big old idiot, Elvis. Seriously.
How they gonna?
That's why I don't like you. That's why I don't like you, Christian idiots.
I made a statement. I stand by it.
I can fire. He's a man with an opinion.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let's not. We gonna calm down the name. Okay. Babaliko, you got a lot of background noise, Babaliko, in the background. I don't know what's going on, but let's not start with the name calling, please. Okay.
Well, but it's horrendous because how are you going to be a proponent of a nation that's really responsible for the spread of this crazy Wahhabism and their cohorts, their father country, the United Kingdom? It doesn't make any sense. People are just hypocrites.
Basically, that's what we are dealing with. That's what we are dealing with in Africa. And someone like Elvis, right? I believe you trying to bring the past back and trying to compare to the present and the future. I don't know what kind of problem you got in Liberia going on when you were there, but obviously
No.
you
I
come
mean,
on
I
here.
think his problem is his
But
problem
you
is.
see, when I asked him the question, since the
One voice,
Burkinabe
one
have
voice.
you from Liberia,
These
since the
guys have said
Burkinabe,
everything except mention Islamic
No, I
terrorists
think
who's
One
killing
hold on,
voice.
don't
people
change
in
the
One
Mali
topic.
and
voice.
Burkina Faso.
Let's
That's one
bring
of the biggest problems. Not even France.
let's
France is
center the
not even
problem.
killing any Burkinabe. The
No,
terrorists
no,
are the
no,
ones
James,
hold
killing
on,
Burkinabes.
I understand. I
You're not
understand.
you're not gonna escape this today, Elvis. You're not gonna escape this. I know.
I'm ready.
I mean,
I'm ready for you now,
I
bro.
hope there are a
We can
lot
have
of.
the
I hope
conversation.
there are a lot of Liberian here listening to me. Elvis has accused my people of doing all kind of things in this country. And my question to you, since we have done all these things to your country and and Charles Taylor, after all was said and done, I just would like to know, as a Liberian, why did your guy line up to vote him in as a president? I just want to know.
No, I
Why
mean, I
did you?
think every
No.
frustration is
No. Let Elvis answer. Go ahead, Elvis.
okay.
Okay, that's a great question. I made two cardinal points, and you've lied on that point. If Dynas is here, I'm sure he's smart enough. He can research it. Burkina Faso sent rebels into Ivory Coast for that
Elvis, he
war.
asked you, Elvis, answer the question, please.
That's one. The second part of it was the people voted for Charles Taylor out of duress. All Liberians know that there was a spread a nationwide sentiment that if you don't win, the war will continue, and they were tired of war. So they voted him in 1997. He became president, and within less than 6 years, he was ousted. So if you ask me the question, sure, the people were tired of war. It's a long war. They wanted peace. He had the presidency, and in less than 6 years, he was out of there. That's why they voted for him.
So your
Okay, I
people
think
not seeing it.
Aver's frustration is Samuel. He and Samuel do from the same tribe. He's a crime. He would never be happy with the Burkinabe. You have to understand that.
No,
He
no, no.
just
I
said
get
that
the
he's from the
sentiment,
crime
but I
tribe.
don't want to. I don't.
Well,
CD. I'm not a.
Hold on. Let me hear CD. Go ahead, CD.
He
Please go.
just said, listen, he just said that he's from the crime tribe, right? Samuel Doe was in power. He came in power along with his other tribal guys. There's some the Gio, the Mino, the Crew, the
Right.
Loma, the African, the Congo people. He
Mhm.
eliminated all his friends and brought all his tribal men around him.
Yeah.
Right? He killed Samuel. What I'm saying now is, obviously, listen. He killed Thomas Kiyompa. He killed Thomas Wensen. He killed all these guys from the other tribe, from the Crew tribe, from the Gribble tribe. He eliminated all of them and surrounded himself with all his tribal men.
Did he
Who
kill
came and
somebody
brought him
from his
down was
tribe
Charles
too?
Taylor. From who?
Did he kill one of his own tribal men for power?
I don't know any of that.
Nelson Toll. He killed Nelson Toll along with Thomas Whiteson, who's a Sapo man. They're from the same tribe.
Let me just finish.
That's symbolism.
He was surrounded by all his tribes. So the people that came and removed him from power, he's not going to be happy with Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso, the reason, first of all, the reason why, Charles Taylor went through Burkina Faso, Africa did not want to be involved in the war directly. Otherwise, the whole thing was financed by Cote d'Ivoire. They went through Danane. They didn't use Burkina Faso
Absolutely.
border. Burkina Faso
Absolutely.
is not sharing border with Liberia. Liberia is sharing border with Ivory Coast.
Mhm.
Charles Taylor used to travel all the way to Danane, to Man, to Boaké, to Yamoussoukro. He was free to move any part of Ivory Coast. He had
Charles
his
Taylor
own
was
cover.
stationed in Ouagadougou.
Do you know how old Blaise Compaoré was around that time? He was in his 30s. Do you know?
Yes, I know.
Do you think this guy had the time? Hold on, Elvis. Do you think this guy had the time to sit on here after killing his best friend? Right, study your country, Liberia. Just organize a nation, an army without even know Liberia, whatever going on in Liberia. Decide to come in there and do the things you accusing him of doing.
See, James, you said it yourself that Burkina Faso came into Liberia. You know that fact.
Ofwe Boigny put it together, like CD was telling you. Ofwe Boigny put it together because he did not want to show his hands. He didn't want to show his hand. He told Compaoré to put the people together so they can go help Charles Taylor. That's what happened.
So now you're admitting that Burkina Faso was involved in
For
the war in Liberia,
Liberia,
right?
yes, I never said that. I
Okay,
never
then
said
what are we
Burkina Faso
arguing
never went to
about?
Liberia.
Those are just the points that I'm making.
No,
I'm
no,
not
no, no,
arguing
no,
anything else outside of that.
Don't lie on me, Elvis. Don't lie on me. I never sat there and said the Burkina Faso was never in Liberia. I never said that.
Then we agree. So I don't know what CD is talking about.
Liberian rebel.
But
Liberian
you
destroyed
shouldn't.
Ivory Coast. Liberian rebel destroyed Ivory Coast, not Burkina Faso. They came in there later on. But the people that destroyed Sierra Leone and Ivory Coast are mainly Liberian rebels. Okay, they're the one that destroyed Ivory Coast. They're the one that went in there. So let's
Exactly,
get
that's
that
true.
fact.
I believe that 100%. The Liberian rebel was involved in Cote d'Ivoire war, but there was no Burkina Faso. So
How
you
can
said
you
Liberian rebel was
say that, CD? Do a little
No,
research.
no,
You
we know
just said
that.
that you've never heard about it before, right? So go on your phone,
Listen,
do a little research. You will get the
bro,
information.
Elvis, put the links so we can see it. Put the names, we can see it.
Anybody, even Dinus right here, right? Hold
Give us it.
on,
I can give you.
bro.
I can give you.
Dinus has a
the.
platform.
No.
Dinus can go on to Google and
Sure.
type in that Burkina
Help him out.
Faso was
Help him out.
involved in
Since you are
that
making the
civil
claim.
war.
Since you are the one
That's a
making the
simple.
claim.
That's a simple,
Elvis.
search.
Since you are the one making the claim, help him out. Elvis,
I'm just
I can give you. Listen.
Hold on.
No. See this here, right? You know it's more. You know the same that I know.
If anybody search right now on Google, everybody that's listening, go on Google and search if Burkina Faso was involved in the war in the Ivory Coast. You will see emphatically that they were.
Elvis, I can give you.
Can we let that go? Abdul, I gotta pass the mic to Abdul Kamar. Go ahead, Abdul. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, man, let that go, man.
Guys, I do have my child yelling in the back. Please just be aware of that. I think we have a bigger problem here. We cannot go back to the past. Every moment that pass, every second that pass, these guys are closing in on the AES. Thank God the Russians have given us certain weapons to defend ourselves, especially the S-400, which I believe that's a strong shield. And the Barita drones from the Turkish, I think that's a good sign. But even those can be countered. And these guys are building up. And Nigeria, Ghana is kind of like in the middle. They are playing some back behind the curtain. They are shaking hands and in
No,
front of
they're
the
in
people.
Cote d'Ivoire. Ghana is not doing it.
Hey, let him go
Please
ahead.
don't meet the brother, man. Don't interrupt him, please.
Yeah, go ahead, Abdul.
Cote d'Ivoire is the main pillar, is the cornerstone of this attack. I know that, So for me, I'm not even going to count Cote d'Ivoire. They are already in bed with France. They are the actual orchestrator of whatever that is going on right now. Benin also is playing a little bit of role, but it seems like they are two-sided because the fact that they released the guy that they captured, the one that Ibrahim Traore kicked out, and they send him back to Burkina Faso. That's a good sign. But I'm saying Tinubu has sell us out. What's this guy's name? Alassane Ouattara, he's bona fide. We already know. The guy in Senegal, Fayo, he also, whatever his name is, he also is dancing a different tone now. So what we are seeing here, what Ibrahim Traore said about the dark winter or black winter, this is real. We cannot be affording to be talking about the past here. We need to focus on the future, on the solution of what we as a people can do, or what type of propaganda we have to spread out there to wake the masses of Africa. All these puppets that they have planted in Africa, it's up to us to open the eyes of these people in this nation, like
Were you Burkina Faso?
I'm from Sierra Leone.
Something's wrong with your mic, brother.
We were the first Ibrahim Traore that they took out. ECOWAS invaded my country. We defeated ECOWAS. The British came
Yes.
and finished
Yes.
us.
Yes.
Are you from
Which
Sierra Leone?
country? Yes, Sierra Leone. You
That's
can't tell
it's
French.
my Sierra Leone brother. It's my Sierra Leone brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Elvis, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry,
hold
Elvis.
on.
I'm sorry if your
You're
people
saying
weren't
Sierra
that
Leone.
strong. I'm sorry if they weren't that strong, bro. We
No, the
put belt to
British,
That
the
ass.
British came
I
and
think they
that's
could
not
have
the
learned a good
argument I'm
lesson from
making.
bro.
I'm only
No,
making
no,
the
no.
argument that they were
I
involved.
think
Anything
back
else is
then,
opinionated.
Let
Elvis,
Abdul
back
let
then,
Abdul finish. Let Abdul
Elvis,
finish, bro. Let
back then in the
let
Yo,
Abdul
80s,
finish.
the
wait,
weak get whipped. You
Madabayo
know,
is a dangerous
Fine. I'm
character
just
right
saying
that's
they
now.
were
what was happening
involved.
in
That's
Africa, bro.
not my argument,
Let's
brother.
that's what I want to say.
leave the let's move on, man. Let's talk about Madabayo, how he's the leader of ECOWAS, and he's one of the main ones doing this wickedness from Sierra Leone.
Facts,
Let's talk about him.
facts,
Hello,
facts.
guys, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you,
Yes.
Yeah, we hear
Abdul.
you.
Abdul, we can hear you. Yeah, talk me, man. Would they hear you? Would they hear you?
Yeah, we need to talk about Madabayo. I thought he was a good guy, but this
He's
guy is
speaking.
like,
He's speaking mute so you can hear what he's saying.
That's what I'm talking about now. Mother Bio was given that power.
Yeah, there's something wrong with your mic. We can't hear you.
Oh my God. Let me join back. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah,
It's
you're
Yeah, we
good
very
can hear
still.
you.
faint, brother.
no, you are far away.
Okay, well let me get closer. Mother Bio was given that power
Yes.
because whatever that Nigeria is about to do, they don't want the people of West Africa to blame Nigeria as
Nigeria. Yes. Yes.
the whole entity of ECOWAS is going to look bad. They're going to say, oh, so you
Yes.
guys are in bed with the.
So who has Madabayo's mouth? How come he's so uncontrollable? Is he
You
doing
need
it?
to
Is he?
understand. You need to understand geopolitics, man. Sierra Leone is a small country. What he's saying is true. And Nigeria
We
is
don't
using
care
us.
about geopolitics. We don't care about diplomacy nor geopolitics. We are
All right.
talking
Let him
about
speak. Let him
people.
speak. Let him finish. Then you can
Let
talk.
him
I
speak.
can.
He's risking
I can.
people's life.
I
So
can let the
that's
man
what
speak
we
so you can
talking
learn
about.
from him. You ask him a question, let him finish. Then you can come back. Abdul, don't talk.
No. Like I explained.
About talk.
You sound
Madabio,
low. You sound low. Put your phone
like
up. You sound low.
Allah. Madabio
Yeah,
na
Allah
traitor.
fall.
Madabio is now a traitor to us,
Your
we the
phone.
And
Sierra
he
Leonean.
was also a cool leader. Imagine that.
But listen to what he's saying. He's trying to explain to you something.
Well, yeah, you gotta let him
Of
speak,
the
man.
revolutionary. That's why I said he has betrayed us. We were the first Ibrahim Traore. The British came and quenched the fire and destroyed the whole movement. Bio was part of that. Bio was part of that revolutionary movement. So I'm shocked that Bio is now going against the revolution that took place, and instead now he's giving medals to foreigners who invaded our country and destroyed that movement, that particular movement that started in 1998, 99.
Right?
You understand me? So
Yeah,
he's doing it
that
because
part.
of money. He wants money. The IMF have banned him because after the election, he stole the election. He was unaliving his own people from the other
Look
tribes.
how much people he killed. Huh?
I can, man. Let the man speak.
He's doing this because now IMF have given some kind of plan that if he dance to the tone, they're gonna give him the loan that he's looking for to develop his country, which I think is a lie. In Stami, they're just using him as a pawn. And Tunubu played a very good role. They told him to give him the power because he's a weak link. So that way, whenever Nigeria is gonna do as a giant of Africa, the whole West Africa is not gonna blame ECOWAS. They're just gonna blame Nigeria and Tinubu. So that way, the name of ECOWAS will be saved by Sierra Leone as if they are the angels, but they are just using the guy, and
They're
he
using
himself.
us. They want to use us. Nigeria is trying to use us, but it's not going to work.
Well, I mean, but
Himself,
Madabio being a betrayer, he betrayed Valentin Strasser, right?
he already betrayed us. He
Why?
betrayed the
Valentin Strasser, when Strasser was in power, he overthrew Strasser,
Local. Hold
CD,
on. Why do you
CD,
people
CD.
talk so local?
Creole people,
Wait, CD. Wait,
Creole
CD.
people can never.
Wait,
We're
CD.
not allowed to rule
Wait,
Sierra
CD.
Leone.
CD, hold on,
Creole
hold on.
people were not allowed
I mean,
to rule Sierra Leone.
you
Okay,
want to
CD.
tell me that these leaders are acting off their own? Why are you all so local? Why don't you all talk about the allies also when you're talking about the leaders?
You Africans are hopeless. Stop referring to a leader as if he's doing things on his own. You all need to stop it. And that's why you're also confused.
Why would I?
Because
Why
it's
would
like you
who should
think
I
these people are
accuse?
acting on their own. They're not acting on their own, and you can't be blaming them.
No, you don't know what I'm talking about. You don't know what I'm talking about. Listen to me. Listen to me.
That
What I'm
brother is
saying is
right.
that
That brother is right.
Let me read this super chat. Bob Olico 9354. Thank you for the $10 holla. We must support the AES. All right, go ahead.
Yes, brother.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that when they came into power, Valentin Strasser was the president. He was the only so far educated. He finished from 5 or from 6. He was the only educated one among them. So what he did, Madabi was the vice president. Ton Yuma, who was the fighter, he was not educated. He was the one that was really fighting the rebels. So what he did, he overthrew Valentin Strasser, removed him from power, and sit there and brought all these other guys around him, right? Valentin Strasser was the president. So he overthrew, and he was the Creole guy. He from the Creole tribe, right? If I'm blind, Sierra Leone,
It's a Creole. The thing is, the Creole people are not allowed to rule Sierra Leone, okay? You know,
but it doesn't matter. The Creole tribe, they're almost like American Liberian.
They're minority.
Right. So they overthrow him because he's not pure native Sierra Leone. Right.
Let
So
me
when they
analyze
remove
a great
him,
point.
this guy,
Please, guys. My brother.
Yes.
Well, but well, it's going to be interesting because I think Mayor Aki Sire, who's Creole, I think she's going to be the flag bearer of the
No. If it happened, that I'll give you my house. That would never happen. Never.
Okay. So you don't think she's going to be the flag bearer for the APC?
No, 100% no. She will not even come second.
You don't think so?
No,
I don't know.
Never. Never.
Well, you have to know the Creole are the educated one in Sierra Leone. They are the most educated one in Sierra Leone.
It used to be. No, it used to be.
They are. That's the fact. Because they are not native Sierra Leoneans. Sierra Leoneans then think that, well, this guy from America, they almost like Ghanaians. They almost like American Liberians, the same way they are in Liberia. They call the Creole the same way. They even have somebody Creole family.
We have different
right. So
sorry to interrupt you, my brother. We have different type of Creole in Sierra Leone. Okay, we have the Caribbean Creole, which are the Maroons. We have the American Creoles, and we have the African Creole, which are the Yorubas, Igbos, Hausa, like little minor mixture. But the Creole, sorry, and tiny bit of Ghanaians, yes, So they're different type of Creole. But you are right that they're highly educated. They are probably still, the most educated. I think you're right on that. But
yeah, all the professors. Do you know Furabi College is the oldest university in Africa?
In Africa, yes, you're right.
You're right. And that's the school. That's how I know about Sierra Leone.
Modern university. Modern
university. Yes,
right.
Modern.
Right.
In the black.
Right.
But guys,
one second. So, Diana, just to go back to Akisoya, she wouldn't even come second.
I think she's Africa. She's popular. Like I think
she's very unpopular. Listen, the Sierra Leone politics is not run in Freetown. Okay, the Sierra Leone politics is controlled. It will never happen. It's run the people in the upline, what we call like in the district, like outside the capital. They're the one that control Sierra Leone politics. Okay, they will never.
Maybe we need to sponsor her, Dinus.
I like her.
She's not. Yeah, I mean, I like her, but I think she destroyed Freetown, though. She's one of the worst mayor in Freetown ever.
You think so? Hold on, guys. I know we're shifting topics a little bit. Why do you say that, Africa?
Freetown is a very unhygienic city, Dinus. Like the amount of dirt.
Okay, but Africa, but can you really point the finger at her for that?
Yes.
Yes,
you're absolutely right, because I forgot the name of the community, right? So literally, I visited this community, this slum in when I was my last visit in Freetown in December. It's literally right outside of downtown, and I'm just like, and you can see like
she destroyed the city. She needs to go. She needs
Yeah,
people want
No, but
her
you
out.
can't blame that on her though, man.
And
I don't know.
I know also, Dinus, for because if you
hold
supporting
on,
us
Africa,
as a
Africa.
Pan
No,
African, no, one second,
you can't chill out. I'm
as
trying
a
to hear
Pan
Africa. Go ahead.
African, yeah, as a Pan African, she got this thing in her office. A lot of the Sierra Leonean politicians are criticizing her about. Basically, she's glamorizing the colonial days. So you Pan African that want to support her, go ahead without doing your studies. Okay, she's a very pro British, pro establishment, whatever you call it. I think, to be honest with you, if she wasn't, if it wasn't for the situation of the political whatever, she would probably wouldn't have even won that election, last election. She probably would have lost it. But she is very popular among the APC, the party that she represents a little bit, and also she's popular among the Western area, where obviously we have the Creole. But she haven't looked after that city, Diners. You know, Freetown is the dirtiest I ever know. That city used to be pristine, clean, you know, and the system used to function.
Africa, how old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm on my 40s now.
Okay, so they were saying there at one time there was you could actually go into the water at Lumley Beach and it was clean. Is that true?
The Lumley Beach was one of the cleanest beaches in the world. That peninsula that you see, Diners. Freetown used to be very clean and pristine city. She destroyed it, bro. It's a shame that you
can't blame that on her, man. You can't blame the
the
Lumley Beach situation on her. Can you really?
I like her personally. And I know people are heavily campaigning, you know, for her. And I know people that work at the city council in her office. But in fact, right now, she's actually fell out with the people that she work with. So right now, Freetown City Council is not functioning because she doesn't have that quality of leadership to bring her people up together so they could work. Because I think Abdul Kamara might help me. I think it's one of the Attorney General or something like that work in the Freetown City Council. That's been. You need to follow Truth Media, Diners. Truth Media is Sierra Leone media. You know a lot of the stuff that's going on. At the moment, if the council is not functioning, okay, she might as well resign. If that makes sense, she might as well resign.
She didn't win the last one. It was Gentle that
Gentle won it.
Yes. No, but she won it. You mean
West African woman.
You saying the other guy won it?
Yeah, Gentle won it, but they give it to her because they just want APC to keep the power because they don't want to have the entire, you know, they don't want to take.
These are conspiracy theories. Oh, come on.
She hardly won it, honestly. She struggled because what Gentle did, it was quite clever. Gentle used the religion, okay? Gentle said, we are the population, we Muslim, we're the majority of this country, and Gentle is a Limba, if I'm not mistaken, and these are the original owners of Sierra Leone, okay? He said, how comes the city never been run by Muslims, right? So, sorry? Yeah, so he used that Muslim Christian thing, which I did not like. I think it's very unappealing to me. And he managed to galvanize a lot of, and also he's a philanthropist. He's the richest Sierra Leonean, if I'm not mistaken. So he worked with all the governments that came to Sierra Leone, from the APC to SLPP to APC. So he's more like a crossbencher philanthropist. So he's the sort of guy that could defeat Akisoya easily. But Akisoya was very clever because before the election, she found her ancestral DNA paper and she came up and said, look, I know I'm a Yoruba from, you know, my descendant, I'm a Yoruba Creole, but also I got Fulani descendant from me. So she managed to get a lot of the, you know, some of the other peoples to vote for her. She's a very clever politician, but I don't think she's good for the city. I think she probably could do more of a civil servant role than being a mayor. That's my honest opinion. Okay.
I think she's gonna win I think she's gonna be the flag bearer for the APC.
I can bet my life on it. It wouldn't happen. Definitely not.
Okay, so listen, after you're based in the UK.
Yes, I'm based in the UK.
Are you like in London area? You have to tell. Are you in the London area or?
No, just outside. I'm about 2 hours. Do you know what? My mayor knows her very well, and he got a lot of good things to say about her. And he said, anytime you see her, pass this message on. So one day when I go back, I'm going to see her. I'll speak to her. But the thing is, I'm like 2 hours away from London. The reality is, she's a very likable woman. She's very likable, but it's very difficult for her to be a president because of her she don't get the votes. Creole don't have numbers in Sierra Leone, and the Sierra Leonean politics is controlled by the people outside the city. The people in the city are just guests, And in fact, I don't know if you know that they're not even allowed to have a land outside Freetown. If you're a Creole, you can only have a land in the capital city, and you
But you
cannot
see,
have a land in the
this
yeah.
the part I don't understand. I don't know why they discriminate against the Creole, and they are the most educated one. All the professors, all the
Yeah.
the scientists, they are all Creole.
Well,
For
Yeah,
some
but
other
they are the most
reason.
sellout. They are the
during
most sellout.
no, they're
No,
not.
no,
Yeah.
no, no, no.
Yeah.
No, they're not. During
No.
the
Do you
civil,
know the
during the,
history? Do you know the
I know
history
the
of
history.
Freetown?
I know the
Do you
history.
know how we acquire Freetown?
Man,
Do
I
you know
lived
the
in
war
Freetown
between
before.
Bamboo
Let Dinus speak.
and the British?
Let Dinus speak. Let
I know
Dinus
the
Let
speak.
history.
Dennis speak. Let Eastside Creole and Cyrillian, let him speak.
Yeah,
Dennis,
I know the
let's
Dinus, go
go.
ahead.
history. I know the history.
Okay.
Yeah, Sierra Leone history is very interesting. There's a lot we can all learn from Sierra Leone in like the topic that we're talking about on a day-to-day basis. Okay, a lot we can learn from that country. Actually, black people from the diaspora who want to come and settle in Africa, and so on. He is right. The people of Sierra Leone that's not from the Western area, they don't 100% trust the Creole. Okay, because they see them as and like people that the West brought there to supervise for them, okay? Because they brought layers and layers of people, to supervise their work. And remember, Freetown was a protectorate before the district, okay? Upgon, I don't know if you know Upgon, Dinus, okay? Upgon area in east of Freetown, that's where the border was. So if you're coming from the east, they're coming from like, for example, Kenema or Bow and so on. As soon as you get to Upgon, you're a different citizen of the land, okay? And it was every goods that you have. If you're growing potatoes, tomatoes, anything that you want to sell into Freetown, you have to pay tax, okay? And like my people, that live in the north, like the Fuller and the Temine or the Mende from the east, they want to come to Freetown. They was discriminated against in their own land by the Creole, but because the Creole, they used to like some of my great grandparents. They used to be security guards for the Creole people. That's how they started earning money in Sierra Leone. They used to work for them. They used to clean, be the security guard. Open like little shops around them. They used to be the middle class, okay, of the country, and we looked up to them when it comes to education. They're very liberal, but they was very too close to the colonial masters for the people's liking. But there's a but in this, okay? They also helped liberate loads of black people in diaspora, in terms of helping, people being freed as slaves all over the world. So they have done things in a different way, but it's outside the country, but they are not they're not been the people in the native people of Sierra Leone wasn't really approve of certain things that's happening in the country because they feel like it's an ancestral land and it's been taken away and people were brought and these people were put in there as a higher class to them. And when it comes to education today, there are other tribes I'm not going to go into, right? Who are actually catching up with the Creole today. And they're the one that occupy a lot of the civil servants with the Creole. So I think and also when Hamilton Magai and his brother, when they came to power, they make sure the Creole are away, they stay away from power, from higher jobs. But yes, we still have most of the judges, like some of the judges. I think Justice Fisher is a Creole, was the Chief Justice. The one that was there before Justice Babatunde was a Creole. These are Yorubas. And also within the Creole themselves, they had problems. As I said earlier, the Yoruba Creole were quite tribalistic towards the Caribbean and
I
and
can't
the
hear you.
American Creole. Yeah. So yeah, so they had.
Africa, I understand a lot of the Creoles too,
Mm,
especially the one that have link with like the
Yeah,
Ko
guys,
family.
I can't hear
They have
anybody. I don't know
they
what's
have
going
some
on.
of the
mm,
they have some of the Creole in Liberia, in Sierra Leone connected to Liberia too. I know some Ko family that have family in
yes.
Monrovia and they have family in Freetown. But
Mm,
even dual press secretary Patrick Kume, he was a
mm,
Creole from Sierra Leone.
yeah.
The press secretary for the late Samuel Doe.
Yeah. Liberia. To be honest, Liberia is lucky. It's only there because of Sierra Leone. The existence of Liberia came from Sierra Leone.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. And that's the reason why you will not find a lot of Sierra Leoneans in Liberia. And but then you will not find a lot of Liberians in Sierra Leone. I don't know why. That's a bit strange actually for neighboring countries.
Oh no, you find Sierra Leone, but most of the Sierra Leone they get the fishermen. You find them in a ghetto, like
Okay, the
West
fishermen.
Point fishermen in the West Point in a ghetto where they get their fishing boat and things like that. But you hardly find
Okay.
Liberian in Sierra Leone. If not, it's because
No.
not Liberian never used to travel. The country are really stable. We have
Yeah.
US currency. The currency are very,
Yeah.
very stable country. We have a lot of
Yeah.
Ghanaians, a lot of Nigerians that
Yeah, then hey,
used to
then
come
city,
over there.
then Elvis's people ruined it in 1980.
Oh yeah. They fucked up the country. That's for fine. And the sad part, they were in power for 10 years, but they destroyed almost everything. They killed almost all the other native. But you see,
I was
Chancellor play him
I was telling
when he became
I was saying
president.
sorry, City.
What
Okay.
Chancellor did to him was he worked with Thomas Kiyompa. Thomas Kiyompa came from the Guild tribe. So they made Chancellor GSA director to purchase logistics for the government and things like that. So Chancellor stole money and flee the country, right?
Are the
Yeah.
crab people any relevant in Liberia? What is the important when
They
it
are not
comes to them?
educated at all. They only
Okay,
serve in
why
the
Elvis is
military.
here making all that nonsense
Yeah, they are
noise?
not educated.
He's
That's
not he's not helping himself, is he?
it's
Let's
one
be
of
honest.
the least tribe in Liberia.
Your tribe
Fortunate
is
for them,
not
they
even
find themselves in
relevant
power.
within his tribe is not even relevant within their own group.
Right.
But he's the
Come
loudest,
on,
the
y'all. Let's
most
not do this.
obnoxious.
Let's not do
Like
this.
no,
Yeah,
let's be
please,
honest. No,
let's leave it.
You see, most like I don't like to talk tribes and where I'm from
Yeah.
and whatever, right? Because I come from the majority. Every time when we talk about majority, other people get frustrated because they feel like they don't have a voice. So I don't want to do it, but I'm kind of like confused from someone who come from a minuscule, like a miscellaneous tribe, can even have that kind of vitriol, like something that happened in the 80s, right? All of us in Africa, who are Africans, we know exactly what was happening on the continent. A lot of heads of state, there were peons in Central Africa, West Africa. They were used to destabilize other nations. They were used as a backup to do something to their neighbors. It was happening all over the place, right? Like you can see back in the 80s what was happening. I'm not gonna sit here and point out to your country doing this to my country, or a group of people that come from your country did something to the others. That was how the game was played back in the 80s, right? That was happening. If you are blind to it, I don't know how old is Elvis. I don't know what year he left Africa, but I'm kind of wondering if he really understood the dynamic that was
Do you know my
happening
problem?
around that
Do you know my problem
time.
with Elvis? My problem with Elvis, he got that pro-Christian Biafran talking points, and I not learned that a lot about him, and that needs to
No, I
change.
think I
We
think he
need.
listened. I think he listened to his parents. He's not reading. He listened
Yeah,
to his parents.
It's his parents. It's similar to
Yeah.
like you brought up Biafran. So a lot of the younger Ebos they listen to their parents.
Right.
They adopt that.
Right. So everybody know what was
He's not
happening in the
reading. He's
80s.
not reading. If he's
Right.
reading, he would never say that Burkina Faso for Africa war because they have some hatred for Burkina Faso. The Crown tribe will never forgive Burkina Faso
But
because
the
they were
good
the
thing
least.
about it,
They are
CD,
the
the good
least
thing about it,
educated.
CD,
They
we
are the
can
least
put belt to
educated.
ass. Like the crown is not even like they're not. We're not worrying. Like they're not liking us. Is not even because we know we can put belt to ass. It's not a problem. Not liking us is okay. It's like a compliment. It's like we did something to them. They're looking for revenge, but they will never have it. Not against us. They are so.
But again, you
Come on,
have to
man.
read. If you
But
listen
it's
to your
not even the
parents,
same
they're going to
regime,
give
though.
you
So.
misinformation.
But I get it. But it's like you cannot fight somebody. Even 20 years later, you won't be able to fight. Give it up, bro. Give it up so we can
That's
move
what
on.
I don't know why he's mad because it's
City,
not like he should look at it like it's a whole different country because this is an entirely
Yeah.
different regime.
Can you
Everything
imagine
that
Mali,
Libya
right?
is
I
going
sat
through
on here and
today,
told you. I sat on here and told you, right? Burkina Faso, when Compaore was in power, he was the mediator in Mali, and he was at the same time destabilizing Mali. You know who forgave us? Mali. You know who is doing alliance with us? Mali. Because we are able to move on. Someone like Elvis doesn't want to move on because he doesn't understand what is
but
at
you see,
play.
the thing
He
is,
doesn't
you have
understand.
to understand this. When the war started, Liberia has 16 tribes, right? Including my tribe.
Right.
All the 15 tribes went against the Crown tribe. They are the least educated people in Liberia. They never went to school. They only serve in the military. And in Africa, that's what I say. Most of the time, people find themselves in the military. That's the last options. So when they walk in, I was supporting Charles Taylor. There was a moral support for Charles Taylor. Everybody was happy, right? Everybody supported him. Even when you go down back to the history, you read a book, they will tell you all Liberians were supporting the war. But when the war lasts
So
for
why
the
do they
10,
want to
15
make it about us? Tell me, why do they want to make it about
well,
us?
but that's why it went the other way. The
But look
entire
at
country
this.
was
Look at this.
destroyed. They
Big,
destroyed the whole country because of
hold,
what?
hold on. All right, hold on. My African brothers are too petty. That's what's going on. It's too much little basic conversation. Basic. It's like they just look at each other and just fight. They don't look at like what's causing anything. I said to Elvis that during the Civil War, I tell him that during the Civil War, America had a big old warship outside the offshore. They were shipping in guns. And
And,
they don't. He don't understand that. Where
and
these not?
where his tribe did too, they recruited all the people in the military before they walked to reach to a certain point. They were all Crown tribe. They eliminated all the tribe that was in the military. So everybody they were recruiting
Where
were only
could
the
those
Crown.
civilians? Where could those civilians get all those guns? Did they make them?
I
You
mean,
think America gone?
it's not a point. The war had moral support. Charles Taylor, one
No,
of the
no,
strategies that
bro. I just listen what
he
I'm
used
saying,
his middle
CD.
name. He said Charlie can
CD,
get Taylor.
CD,
He said,
calm down,
I mean,
CD. The dude is a CIA agent. He was in jail in America before he became president of Liberia. He was in jail in America. America sent
But
him
you're not.
there. You see
I
me?
can. You got to
Just calm
understand. It
down
was,
and
it
let
was
me.
so
Just
bad.
calm.
It was so
Just,
bad. It was so bad in Liberia. They had to support Charles Taylor. That's what CD is telling you. Okay.
that's what
yeah,
I'm
but
saying.
that.
That
But
you
hold
know
on,
who
man.
removed
Yeah,
Charles
but
Taylor
why
from
was
power.
it?
It was
Hold
my
on, man.
tribe. It
Why
was my
was it
tribe that
so
Yeah.
removed
bad?
Taylor.
Hold on, man.
Right.
Calm down.
Right.
Y'all too basic, man. Y'all too basic. Why was the pressure on so much for him to get presidency? It was America putting on the pressure by forcing guns in the community in the back. That's what they was doing,
No,
and have these young dudes
America did not
shooting up
want
the
to.
place.
They didn't want Charles Taylor to be president. What Charles Taylor did, he betrayed the other American Liberians. Even Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who was the president before, they all contributed to Taylor war. But when he
What
reached
you
to a level
mean,
where he was getting more, listen to me,
how
son,
he gonna
listen to
become
me.
president? How is no, look. How is he gonna become president if America didn't want him to become
Listen
president?
to me,
Are
let
you
me
all
tell you.
stupid? Are you
But
all stupid?
How did he make it
I'm
out of
telling you,
jail?
not reading. It was the same America that
How did he make it out of jail?
Abacha told him to the America to Abacha to arrest Charles Taylor. George Bush the one
Wait,
that told Abacha to
you
arrest him.
are a basic school student. You CD, chill.
There's no need
Your
for that.
country. Hold
There's no
on,
need for that.
No
hold on.
need, no need for
In
that,
the
sir.
There's
listen,
no
No
need
need.
for that. There's no need for that, bro.
In the 1980s, 90s, nowhere in Africa, nobody in Africa ruled anything and made no decision on their own. You heard me? Maybe only Eritrea and goddamn Ethiopia made their own decisions. You hear me? So y'all need to stop. I told you y'all too local in your brain. You
He's right.
blaming your
He's right.
president as if they're making decisions. They're not making no decisions. The Sahel is the freest country in Africa right now. In
Right.
Black Africa, the Sahel is the freest ones. They're the only ones making decisions on their own. You hear?
What I would like to say also in Sierra Leone, we have the British
So you
High
all need to
Commission.
blame. You need to
Let
blame the sponsors
let the Sierra
when
Leone
you
brother come in. Let the
talking.
Sierra Leone brother come in. Let the Salone brother come in. Salome, come talk. Come talk, brother.
Yes, my brother, I would like to say this in Sierra Leone. This guy is right. We are not making the decision. We have somebody like the British High Commissioner who is the person behind the curtain who is drawing the ropes and
Okay.
orchestrating everything for the British. And I will give you an
Right.
Okay.
example when President Bio
Yeah.
first got the presidency. You see the inauguration, the new president, which was President Bio, was on the right. The British High Commissioner was in the middle, and then on the left side was President Anes Bai Koroma. And when it's time for
Mm.
them to give the staff to the new president, Anas Bai Koroma give the staff to the British High Commissioner, and then the British High Commissioner give the staff to the new president, which was President
Okay.
Bio.
Yeah.
Okay. He's
These
right. The British still control Sierra Leone. Your mic, Abdul.
But look at this, man. In the
No, wait,
1980s, most
no,
of
God.
Africa. Hold on, outlaw. In the 1980s, most of Africa didn't have electricity. That means y'all didn't watch TV. Y'all only had battery radios, and then you had the VOA, which is Voice of America. That's all you all heard.
And
You
CNN
all didn't hear nothing else.
and yeah, let him finish. I can come. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Abdul, come talk, no man. Come.
And most people don't understand what the problem was. In Sierra Leone during the wartime, the rebel and the military came together and said that the war was over, everything is fine, we the people have spoken. But President Kaba said that, pushed by the United Nations, said that he wants to be reinstalled. And then that's why ECOWAS was forced to send military in Sierra Leone. That's why I say we were the first Ibrahim Traore, but the British
Mm-hmm.
came and quenched the fire because we
Yes.
defeated.
Abdul, do you know why? One of the reasons is because the former president of England, Tony Blair, his father used to be a lecturer at the university in Freetown. So when he sat on his ass, who?
Tony
Tony Blair, yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was a
Tony Blair,
Sierra
the former
Leonean.
prime minister. Yeah. People don't know this.
Let's pull out their secrets and stop talking about these individual local things. Presidents, they have people behind them pulling the strings. Let's
Yeah, we
expose
agree with
that.
you. We are agreeing with you. I can sometimes if we stop shouting over each other, we can
But
have
I don't
fluent
like
conversation.
when we keep our conversation basic, as if these people are acting on their own, and then you gonna come blame this president and blame the people and the soldiers and all that stuff. And
Who did? I did not. We did not do that. None of us did that. Well, we understand. None of us did that.
The Liberian Civil War was made.
Liberia, okay.
It was orchestrated by America for America to get its own way. That's what it was. It wasn't the people wanted to fight. The people
I can listen, right? See, Sierra Leone, yeah, it's been used. It's always been used. Sierra Leone, the reason why Sierra Leone was actually important to the British, it was a point where they wanted to take over the entire Western Africa, all the way to the east. The British, their project in Freetown was to colonize the entire Africa and turn West Africa English. That was their project, but it failed badly because natural things occurred. One of the Prince of Wales and the entire family was buried, and they're still buried in one of the Peninsula Mountains in Freetown. Okay, and that's where she said it's Kamada who had her. She came to Sierra Leone and she looked eastwards and said, the British Empire will take over the entire West Africa to the eastern atmosphere. Okay, and guess what happened? We had what they call it, mudslide, and they all died, and they cannot recover the body. They're still there. They're still buried. It's a karma. The main pope, however, the Jamaican, the Maroons, and the Black Americans, Creole, who landed to Freetown in Sierra Leone, did help free Black people as slaves around the world because they realized these people fought for their freedom to start with. It wasn't handed to them in the plate. Okay, and also they form a good diplomatic system and an alliance. And they were very clever how they did it, and actually managed to touch some of the minority elite of the British, because Sierra Leone was more of a British elite country. It wasn't just an average um, British country. It was for the elites. Okay,
Look at
and
Al.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
look at this now.
yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Sierra
yeah.
Leone, right? And the
Mhm.
Creoles. Okay.
Yeah.
So what you need to know is they were not a people who had a sort of consciousness, because consciousness in terms of real black consciousness, it came later with behind Marcus Garvey and a lot of these people in the 1920s.
Yes,
If you
yes,
may, hold on,
no,
outlaw.
no, this,
Just
no, this is the
hold
host
on
speaking.
for a second.
This is the host speaking. Yes, they did.
Oh God.
The
Go
original
ahead,
Creole
Dinus.
of Sierra Leone. Many of them were
Yeah.
the first abolitionists. So
Thank you.
you can't
Hold on,
Thank you.
outlaw
You
Dinus.
can't you
That's
can't
not what
argue with
I'm
that.
saying.
You can't say that.
Wait, that's not what I'm saying, right? That's not what I'm saying. I know they are abolitionists and all that, but it got more intensified in terms of, I don't think they were I think they were still colonized. Same with the Liberians. They were still a colonized people. They didn't understand real black consciousness, and they didn't understand the fulfillment of Pan-Africanism, because they would have dealt with it in a different way. You feel me? And what they cause
I
is a lot of
the dead were there. The dead were there. Let us say, for example,
That's not true. That's just not true.
The tribes was.
I don't think you're not thinking when you're speaking, are you? You're just speaking for the sake of it.
No, my
Yeah,
analysis
exactly.
is, listen, my analysis is
you have to understand. Edward Blyton was is considered the father of Pan-Africanism. And that's way before Garvey. So
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, all right, what I'm saying, look at what I'm saying, right? The Liberian people, right? Just listen to what I'm saying. The Liberian people, right? They took a certain offense in how they were treated. And I can't say they were treated, they were wrong, because how could you be treated properly with agency and be mad at it? So something is going on where they got a kind of shut out in order for the American Liberians to deal with that progress. But I'm not thinking that they were really reaching out in terms of, okay, you have education, so that means you're supposed to send teachers in all of the provinces, you feel me, gather the tribe children and have them educated. You feel me?
No, that's not
So
true. That's what I'm telling you. You have to listen to all. Let me get to that point. Let me get to that point. What the American Liberians did, they took a lot of native and educated them. They even sent some of them to South Africa.
I know that.
They sent them to America. Let me finish. They educated them. They came back. They radicalized these people. A lot of these people that were claiming to be American Liberians were not even American Liberians. They changed their name, right? There were certain tribes when they are civilized to a certain level, they will call themselves Congo. They will call themselves American Liberians. They will change
Educated,
their
not
name.
civilized.
Someone like Bako Matthew, right? He was not American Liberian. He changed his name. He's from the Grebo tribe, right? But what Turbo did, he sent most of these guys out. He educated them. Even the vice president was not American Liberian. He was a native, right? So all these things that they claiming, all the things that they claiming that the American Liberian took power, they were not sharing power, that it was not true. But then when they give the country to the native, the Crown tribe, Harvest tribe, they destroy the whole country. The country,
well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to say.
Tribalism, and they turn it to tribalism.
Okay, hold on. That's what I'm trying to say, right? If you control education, then you have the power to control minds and how they talk and think. So what I'm saying is, it's obvious that they weren't. It was in Monrovia was the educational center, right? Sure. So where I'm saying, was there
extended schools in the provinces all over Liberia. Was there that? Was it
Yes,
that way?
yes. They had the best university was in Codington, was in Banga, was not in Monrovia. We have VTC for Lamco. So we have a lot of different institutions. We have BW Harris. We have different institutions, training schools. They have two biggest universities, Codington and University of Liberia, right? And most of these professors was there were native, and they were educated and they were getting jobs. That's what I'm telling you. It was the CIA that even brought this damage to Liberia. They took those
But
country guys,
that's how I come back
uneducated
to
guys and
hold on. That's
and
how
they
I come
bring
back
to
to
power.
Dinus now. Hold on, that's how I come back to Dinus now. They were teaching Christianity, right, Dinus? They were a Christian nation. You feel me? They weren't anti-Christian and anti-Arab, like Pan-Africanism is anti-Christian and anti-Arab. So if they were
the definition of Pan-Africanism? Who define?
If they were teaching, hold on. If they were teaching these Liberians,
Ika, hold on. You brought up Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey was a Christian,
but he wasn't teaching Christianity. He wasn't teaching Christianity.
Oh God.
Yeah, listen. We all grew up in Christianity. Hold on, we all grew up in Christianity. But what I'm trying to say is the Liberians went there with Christianity.
Africa.
They had a European mindset, man. Let's be honest.
Educated in Sierra Leone, they call it Creole. We see that in Sierra
Yes,
Leone.
my youth. They had a European mindset. Yes, my youth.
From the literature,
let me hear what CD is asking. Sorry.
So what I'm saying is that there are certain people, educated people in Sierra Leone, when they are educated and civilized, they tend to be Creole. They call themselves Creole, right? It's the same thing that we have over in Liberia too. When people, all of them were claiming to be American Liberians.
But what do you mean by civilized, though? What does that mean?
Well, by having education, you know.
No, just say education.
Right.
Just say education. But civilization means you can live with each other. Hey, civilization means you can live amongst each other.
And coexist and all the above. Okay.
Yeah. So we were all civilized. We were all civilized.
I gotta read the super chat. PCH Rise 1559. Thank you for $10 holla. Diaspora must support the AES. The word surrender, hopeless, or failure should not proceed out of the African mouth. The West started this, but it must end on African terms. 100%.
Right.
Thank you for $10 holla.
Yeah, so yes, the for some reason the Creole in Sierra Leone managed to have, they managed to settle well and assimilate to the people, and the people assimilate to them a bit more better than those in Liberia. And I think there's different reasons. I think I said that before. Sierra Leone is very tolerant people. We're very, very tolerant. We like strangers, and we welcome them in, but we keep an eye on them. We don't give them space to to get around and think they can do whatever they want to do, because we're quite hot-blooded.
I think the difference, one of the major differences too, is when the American Liberians, when they came to Liberia, the slave trade was still going on, versus when the Creoles came to to Sierra Leone, that part of that, the country Sierra Leone, the slave trade was already abolished.
Yeah, but that's true, Danny. But the thing again, Danny,
that's true.
The American Liberians were giving education to the native in Liberia, and that was the biggest mistake. Because when these guys went to America and South Africa and started learning, and they came back and they started causing trouble for Togo, right? Whereas in Sierra Leone, the native were not giving that much education, so the Creole was remain in power throughout. Right, I think that was the biggest mistake that Togo made, especially Bako Matthew. Bako Matthew came, he was causing a lot of trouble.
See, the Mende people of Sierra Leone, they're very educated people.
They are. They are. I think Mende is come second.
At the moment, the Mende, I don't want to mention tribe, but I think the Mende, the Fula are really catching up with the Creole when it comes to education. And In fact, the Timney also, but the Timney are mainly traders and majority of the fellas.
Angola wants to
For
talk. Angola wants to talk.
yeah,
Let Angola say
yeah,
something.
but okay, so the Sierra Leoneans are very tolerant, I think. That's and as to what Dinah's point out.
Yes, Al. Yes, Al.
Yeah,
Okay, let someone else start, man. Go ahead, outlaw Angola.
Yeah, I think these dynamics they're just some warning, man. If you try to go back to the continent, stop trying to look down on people. I think that's what was the main problem with between
Thank
American
you.
Liberians and the natives, because they came through the recolonization society, but it's well documented that they felt like they had an upper hand as far as they were more educated and more civilized,
They were
and that
Christians.
created a dichotomy between them and the people. So that's just not
Yeah,
good, bro.
but at the same time, Angola, when you're developing and you're building an urban center, a urban community, urban environment, like and this is one of the problems of Freetown today. There's a way you have to conduct yourself. I mean,
That's
it's just
true.
Right.
in order to integrate into
No,
an urban.
I agree with that, but you could just look now. When you look at people that have the a mindset of then, and then you could juxtapose that to people that's doing what they've been doing traditionally, that it's gonna be a dichotomy that's gonna occur. So you just got to be mindful of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all to do with the people, to be honest, the group of people that's there at the first place, how welcoming they are towards other people, and that's one of the biggest factors. I think Liberia, within that Mano River area, they've always been very hostile. And a lot of stuff used to go on in that area, those tribes. I remember when I used to be in the east of Sierra Leone when I was young, we never used to approach and speak to people from that region because there used to be a lot of masonry, like secret society who kidnap children and take them to Liberia. It was quite that when I was young. Honestly, that's one of the things that with Liberia were known for. Is like they kidnap kids and they send them to Liberia. But this was mainly done by the native Liberians, and who. I don't like to, and anyway, I let me pass the mic. But it wasn't. But Liberia was really it when the African Americans had a foothold on the land, and the country was developed. Even some, people in the entire region of West Africa used to go to Liberia to make money, and working for African Americans to make money to send back to Guinea, to Senegal, all these other countries, and stuff like that. So the Aboriginal Liberians actually did made a massive impact in Liberia and West Africa, and also the Sierra Leonean Creole. That's the reason why this is why I always involved with African Americans and the black people in the diaspora, because I have seen the good side of them. Okay, I have seen what they can do. Like I have seen how things can work between us Africans, people in the continent, and those in the diaspora. Forget about this FBA, which I agree if they want to call themselves that, or forget about the Africans who think tribalism is the way forward. These people are just minority of what the African people are like in the continent. Okay, so there's some region that are more tolerant to outsiders. Because if you look at, for example, it goes back to the Ghana Empire, Takur, Mali. All these people were interacting with outsiders throughout the history. So having people that are brothers to you coming into the continent, giving them home is not a big deal. It's not. And I believe if African Americans or the diaspora is going to get a land from Africa as a reparation, will be coming from that area. And I think that's one of the reasons why I promote Mano River Union, because we have enough land, enough waterways, enough everything to actually accommodate more African Americans in the future. If we can do something like that, that would be really helpful. Because
we getting shut out though, right? Your country's your boy is and America is shutting us out. Because I think it's your Mother Bear, right? He's like if and but. I know diners know what I'm talking about. He's like if and but if he wants our people to come in or not. You feel me? Anytime something is canceled.
Marabio is the president who is elected. Yeah, he's someone. The other president been there before him, and there'll be other people after him. Okay, Let's
I
not
Yeah,
mean,
make this
brother,
what
but
about
I'm
that
Mada
saying
that
is,
Bio.
goes back
he,
that goes back to what you were
L-
saying in regards to these leaders not being autonomous. They have agendas they got
Yeah,
to
yeah,
follow, brother.
yeah.
yeah,
Let's forget about him. Let's forget about Mada Bio. Let's focus on how we can
because
get a leader.
hold
Yeah.
on, because Al, because
Mhm.
even Nana Akuffo, right?
My brother,
One
my
time he,
problem is the British High Commissioner. That's the main
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. You
oh
see,
yeah,
that's what I'm trying
oh,
to
all
say.
right,
Yeah,
And
let
now
me
that
jump
Sierra Leone
somewhere.
is the president of ECOWAS or ECOMOC, it's very dangerous because now the British High Commissioner is the one calling the shots in the background.
Of
Yes.
course,
Yes. They
he's
do.
like
They
the
do.
governor
The British
general.
control it. Yes, that's right. That's right. The High Commissioner. High Commissioner.
I cannot say I'm
Yeah, we
giving credit to
Ever
Mada
become
Bio.
president, I will arrest that guy.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Ever since Mada Bio took power, took ECOWAS, I'm not sure if I have all my information correct, but I don't think Mada Bio has said anything against AES right now as we speak. I haven't seen
certainly
it.
Exactly.
did.
He
All right,
hasn't
well,
done
okay, this is
anything.
my
Please,
problem.
No.
This is my
but I can find. That's the second time.
yeah.
I swear to God, the third time we're not gonna get along.
Thank you.
Okay.
What I'm saying.
Okay.
What did I say?
Oh,
What did I say,
okay.
bro?
Okay. Don't cut me off, man.
You're
Hold on.
interrupting people, bro.
Yeah,
Man,
you gotta
what?
Please.
I don't
stop.
give a
You're talking
shit. I
about
don't give a
different.
shit about your attitude, dude. You can't give me no
Uh,
attitude.
Okay, I
I'll
don't give
diss
a
you.
shit. I can fire. Bro.
Shut up, man,
Man,
and
it's
talk.
Saturday. It's Saturday, man. Be quiet.
Yeah,
Be
shut up
quiet.
and talk, man.
Just be
Hey,
Shut up
quiet.
and talk, man.
Be quiet.
You ain't
All
no
that
Let him
tough
better
finish,
than
talk
brother.
you
you.
got, all that tough talk.
Shut up, man.
No, I
You're
can
not
fire. All
angrier
that
than
tough
nobody
talk
else.
the tough talk you got going on, you're
Don't
gonna do
give.
a bunch
But
of
you the
nothing. You
one
know
who
what you're gonna
started
do?
it. You the
I
one
No,
who
can
my
fire. You
brother,
started
know
it.
what you're gonna
you gotta
do?
let
A
Don't
bunch
give
of
me no
you
nothing.
tough
gotta
talk.
A bunch of
you gotta let
nothing.
St. James talk.
So you're a
Just,
bunch of
Yo, guys,
nothing that you're gonna
just
do.
let him finish. Just
let's
let him
stop the
Yo,
finish,
Baba,
brother.
tribalism,
don't pay
guys.
him attention, man. Don't pay him attention.
You've
Yeah, just
No,
always
okay,
been one of the
okay,
sellouts. You
I
before
go
your
okay.
country,
come on.
before Ibrahim Traore took over, you were always talking as a little sellout, Saint James.
Me as a
You're not
sellout?
to be
Me?
trusted.
Oh, really? Me? I can fire? People know me.
Yeah, we know. I know you
I have
before
been
your
the one
president
talking
took
about
over.
Burkina Faso God knows when.
Yeah,
Trust
but
me.
you are one of
A
them
sellout,
who
a
caused
sellout, a
you're one
sellout.
of
I
them
can
who caused
fire a
FBA.
sellout. Are you serious?
You're one of them who made FBA because of your rude, nasty behavior.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I'll continue. Um, I haven't heard Mara Bio said something against AES. I haven't seen any action ever since it took the leadership of ECOWAS. I haven't seen him done anything, regarding like even making a statement that he doesn't like what we are doing, or where we're heading with the AES situation. I haven't heard anything. If you heard anything, or you see if he did anything, please let me
Saint,
know. I haven't seen it.
Saint, I
So
think St.
Things
James.
that
I
are
think
very
that
alarming.
when
But
they
yeah,
First
had
St.
of
James,
all,
you have to
hold on,
understand.
I want to
There are
respond to
few
St.
people
James.
that they put into
Hold on,
power
City,
to be
hold on,
ECOWAS
City.
chairman. Like this guy from Equatorial Guinea or Guinea-Bissau, what his name? Mambalo. Could you imagine them being Mbalu a chairman of ECOWAS? A useless president like that just establish a coup and replace himself with another military and flee the country. So
right,
they will always bring some weak person and manipulate the person and play with the person.
right.
Madabio is in the hand of Ouattara. He's always in Africa.
And then
No,
That's a
also,
no,
fact.
I get it. I get it. But we yet to see the action. We
Yeah,
need to
yeah, yeah,
see, like,
definitely, definitely. He's
when it
not going to
does
speak up.
something.
Right.
Yeah, he came to
and
before he
also,
even got the chairmanship. He came to Burkina Faso. He was well received, and he had a good conversation. I listened to him, and he left. I'm not saying he's an ally to us, or he's an enemy
right.
to us. I don't have a title for
This
him.
is like
I just wait.
this is
I'm
what he
just,
did that I
you
didn't
know.
like.
But
This is what he did that I
I
my
didn't
know.
like.
brother, I
He
will give
But hold
you
on,
an
I was talking.
example
I
what
was gonna
this
ask
guy
him. Hold on.
said. He
I
said
was
the
saying that.
AES need to come back into democracy. These guys are fighting a revolutionary
yes,
fight.
And then
These guys are
yes,
telling
and
them
then
to come
also
to democracy
I
to
w-
come and join back the
yeah.
Yeah,
He
I
ECOWAS.
was
agree with
talking
you.
about
The
he don't
same
like
ECOWAS
coups
that
and
betrayed
all
them,
that.
the
He
same
put in
ECOWAS that
dirt
Okay,
said they were going to
on the
create the
I
AES.
wanted
ECO
no, that's
World
fine.
listen.
Money,
Hold on. I
and then
wanted
they
to.
That's
failed.
fine.
Okay, and
You
Guys,
then
know,
guys,
also
so
the coup,
for
the
me,
coup,
okay.
right?
these
The
are the
latest
certain
coup in
things
the
that are very
AES, right?
alarming. saying. I
Well, I
still
get it.
have hope on him because he
Okay.
was a revolutionary himself. I don't know, even though he betrayed one of his men, but I
Mhm.
feel like he still have some kind of a revolutionary blood inside of him. But I
Right,
just
right.
wish that now that he has the power of
Hmm.
ECOWAS, he
Hmm.
can use that power and join the AES since he
Oh,
was
okay.
part of that revolution
So,
from the
so as a
beginning.
Sierra Leone's, you would like
I
for
think
him
that
to
was
get close
true.
to us, to the AES, right? That's what you would like to see.
Why not? Why not?
Okay, that's for them to make that pitch to him. That's for you guys to do that. Like Togo, right? Togo is not AES, right? But if you look at the actions of Togo, you know exactly who's Togo's with. Togo is now, when it comes to AES, you understand Togo is now with ECOWAS. Togo is with us. Through the actions, we can tell. They're now with us, yes, because we are still working on some details. But through the action, you can see exactly where Togo is. They gave us our former
Who is Ghana
president, the
with?
poorest, and the
Who is
poorest.
Ghana with?
Dramani has a tough situation, right? Like I was saying before when I first called in, it's a lot of sellout in Ghana. Louis being one of them. His main supporter
Yeah, yeah.
oh yeah,
come
his
on,
main.
Louis,
man. Oh,
No,
Lord.
guys. I saw him in the chat.
Louis is a big old sellout. He don't
Right,
like Germany.
Ghana's.
You know, Louis don't
St.
like
James, I don't
Germany.
trust Togo. Don't never trust Togo.
No. I get your
Togo,
point. I get
Togo,
your point,
Togo,
right?
Togo, Togo is
I
always in the
trust
hand of
Togo.
Ouattara. He always in with Ouattara. I
I
never saw
trust
you.
No,
Togo.
but listen, hold on,
No,
wait, hold
no,
on, but
no. Hold on. CD. Didn't Cote d'Ivoire? Didn't Cote d'Ivoire soldiers try to invade Togo just the other day? Ain't
Yeah,
them
Cote
in
d'Ivoire
Togo
invade
prison right
Togo.
now?
Man, you don't
Aren't
know
they
what
in
you're
Togo
talking
prison
about.
right now?
You don't know what you're
but
I'm
what
talking
happened?
about.
asking CD.
Okay,
I was
but let
Isn't
me tell you. Let me tell
isn't
you.
mercenaries?
Okay, let me tell you. The guy that was a president, Nosengbe Yadima, his son is there right now. Nosengbe Yadima get rid of the Pan-African president that was in Togo. And this
That was
stupid
his
guy was
father,
in
though.
power
His
for over
father.
40 years. When he
That,
died, he brought his
that was
son.
his father, right?
That was his
All right.
Yeah, his father.
Hold on,
And
man.
now he's
Hold on,
ruling
man.
the
You
country
wait,
as a
wait,
French puppet.
CD,
He's
CD,
number one. I mean,
CD,
but listen to
CD.
me. Wait, what are you
Yeah, but
cutting me
CD,
off?
why are you telling us? Why are you telling us story? You think you know everything?
No, I'm not saying that
Why
I
you
know
think?
everything, but I'm
Well,
just
stop
trying
telling
to
us the over
explain to
story.
you what is this.
First of all, his
Mhm.
father had no power. His father had to do what he told.
Okay,
So
I
just
don't
calm
really
down.
want to talk
Don't
now.
like how you all talk like people be acting on their own. Chill out. This is the first time Togo ever acted on their own. You need to chill out, dude. First time. And I admire Yassim Bey. I admire him. Let me tell you something. He saved the Sahel. Yassim Bey. He saved the goddamn Sahel. Yeah? Because he's never closed his border from Ibrahim Traore took over. The border was always open, even when Ghana wasn't, even when Nana Akufo was giving Burkina Faso a hard time. Togo stayed there. You feel me? And Togo even Yasimbe even taking a bigger initiative. The Pan African Conference just went on. I respect that dude. I think he's taking a big U-turn, and I trust him so far. I'm telling you. You feel
and
me?
then also,
But
That's correct. It's pivoting. It's
and also,
pivoting. So
I
give
just,
him.
I
It's
listen. I wanted
pivoting,
to add.
right? So I know everybody know the dynamic that in Togo. His father was the president. He took over. We have to understand that, right? But sometime in a man's life, he don't seen a lot from the French. He don't seen a lot. So respect the man from pivoting. If he doesn't pivot, then he's not going to help the Sahel. Like Akafaya was saying, he did a lot for the Sahel, a lot. We have to
Right.
respect him for that.
yeah.
Then
Although many
also,
people may say he's whatever, but based,
and
based
then
on his
also too, he
action,
gave,
we cannot neglect the help. He did a
Okay,
and then
lot
St.
for
also
us.
James,
he
We
do
have
you
gave
to
us,
know? Do
he
appreciate
you
it.
know
gave us.
last year
Wait, hold on, wait,
he will
hold on,
have
hold
some
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. He
political heat
also,
behind him
hold on,
too,
city,
right?
city,
The
Right
country
city,
now,
was
city,
in
city,
demonstration
city,
for
Yes,
for
yes,
some
right
city,
now the
months.
city,
French
city.
yes.
don't
Hold on,
like that
I was gonna
dude.
add to what he
So the
said.
reason for that
City,
is he might be
city,
playing politics to say he's not in a hand of Ouattara and try to
city.
satisfy the Togolese. But I would never trust that guy because I know all the time he's in Cote d'Ivoire with
But
But
Ouattara.
city,
let me
city.
ask you a
Listen,
question.
listen.
If you are in a tough place, right?
Mhm.
We share border with Togo, right? Let me ask my African brothers. You share a border with a country, right? Whether you call the guy a friend or an enemy, you guys are condemned to live together. Tell me,
Yeah.
are you going to remain enemy forever, or are you going to try to see the best out of it? Whatever it does for the AES, we have to accept it and be appreciative of it. We don't want him to do everything right 100%. Do whatever you can for us, right? So our country can have a chance. And he did that. So we cannot sit here as a Sahelian, tell Togo, oh, you are a sellout. Well, bro, that's for their people. If Togolese want to call him a sellout, I respect that. That's the internal politics. As from the Sahel, we have seen the actions. We've seen what it does for us, right? So we have to be respectful of that, and also understanding the French haven't done the French. We know how the French.
Have you visited any of the Sahel country? They got Yadima.
I've never been to Togo. No, I've never been to Togo. I've never been to Togo.
I'm saying the Togolese president. Have you ever visited Burkina Faso?
Based on my knowledge, I'm not sure, but the military.
I think Mansik wants to add something. Mansik wants to add something.
So my reason is, I'm not saying he's not against it. I'm saying this. He has some political heat behind him last year. The demonstration was going on for almost 3 months. They nearly took him out of power, right? So the political game that he's playing, because he's always in Ivory Coast, he's always in Abidjan. The reason
lately, has he been to Ivory Coast lately? Has he been there lately?
He always there. I'm telling you, St.
Like, when was the last time he visited Ivory Coast?
Who, me?
Yo,
when was it? No, him. Yeah, the man. When was the last time he visited?
I don't remember, but I know for a fact he was very close to Ouattara. So the reason I'm saying this, because Togolese believe that he's so close to Ouattara, he's in the hand of Ouattara, he may be playing a devil game, he may be playing some sort of game.
Like, what do you think? What do you think Togo can do to us to hurt us? Like, give me an example.
No, I'm not saying Togo is going to hurt you. I'm just saying he's trying to satisfy the Togolese that he's not in the hand of Ouattara, because the Togolese citizens themselves want him to be with Burkina Faso. So he going with the flow of what the citizens want in Togo. Because before, he would never listen to the Togolese. But last year, there was a lot of demonstration in Togo. They nearly took him out of power. Right, but now should
we as Africans, right? Should we praise the pivoting? We've seen a president that was flawed, right? We can all agree. Let's say he was a puppet to the West, right? He was played by the West because of the dynamic. He took over after his father's death, right? And let's say that's the same politics that put his father in power. So they was dictating exactly what he needed to do. Now it feels like he's his own man, and he want to right his wrong. Let's praise that. We can't have it all. Like, okay, we know who the guys was. Now, if it's pivoting, let's praise that to make him better, right? Let's do that to make him better, right?
But see, when he visit Burkina Faso or Mali,
he will.
But then don't see that, Fred. That's what I'm saying.
But have you seen him? Have you seen him when he went to Russia, right? CD, have you seen him when he went to Russia? Did you hear what he told Putin? Have you heard that?
But have you ever? Hold on.
Have you heard what he told Putin?
Any president?
No, I've not heard.
Hold on, man. Give me a thought,
no, I can't fire. Please. Okay, I'll let you speak.
Any president of Togo?
Let me read this super chat. Bob Olico 9354. Take $5 holla. We have to give Togo their credit.
Can I add something? Please?
Yeah. Have any president of Togo?
Okay, hold on. Let me add something. Hold on. I was going to respond to City. City, you have to understand, right? When Burkina Faso was going through all those issues and stuff with the sanctions, Togo opened up in them, right? That's number one. Also, number two, right? They didn't have to give her Damiba, you know? When Togo went and gave her Damiba, Ivory Coast was crying like a little bitch and saying that, oh, why did they give up Damiba? And they were trying to pressure them not to give up Damiba, and he went and gave up the Damiba, which he didn't have to. So regardless of what you think about his politics, whatever, I'm thinking he's doing a good job, even though he's neutral. That's why I said he's a benefit to the AES.
But that's what I'm saying. Once he make a diplomatic visit to Burkina Faso, instead of Traoré, like what Dramani did from Ghana, I would say that he's kind of neutral in the whole thing that is
solidify. You want to solidify by visiting.
Right. Hey, guy, let me pass it to Lewis. I gotta close now. Go ahead, Lewis.
Oh my God. Man, Donis, if this guy speak, man, allow me to respond, please. Please.
respectful.
Please, Donis, please.
Yeah,
If you
let's say
speak
James
on
Farmer.
AES, I would love to respond. Please.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Go ahead,
Thank
Lewis.
Right. I
Go ahead,
called the
Lewis.
short down is because this bitch called St. James called out my
Oh,
name.
come
bro.
on, man.
Yeah, you called my name.
Oh, Lord.
Did you not call my name?
Lewis. Lewis, come on. We not, no name. No, nah.
No, I'm an Ashanti warrior. He called my name. Okay, so I'm here now. Now what, brother?
You Louis.
St. James. No, you called out my name, bro. I'm here.
All right, Donis, let me respond respectfully.
Hold on.
Let me respond respectfully. First,
No. Hold on, guys. Let Lewis talk. Lewis, don't call him out of his
All right,
name.
Daniels, good night, man. I'm leaving, man. Good night, guys.
Lewis, don't call him out of his name. Go ahead, Lewis.
Right. You called me out, Mr. James. I'm here.
you're not close to me. I can't do nothing to you, bro. I can't do nothing with you. You far from me. You far from me, bro. You far from me, bro.
Okay.
I'll call you out too, bro.
Okay.
Bro,
Say what you gotta
say. You know what's gonna happen, Lewis? You know what's gonna happen from now on? We're gonna do it. Listen. People have been asking me to do certain things, right? I have been holding back. Right? I have been holding back. You know, because right? No, because I wanted this unity so bad. I held back. I held back, right? Because I'm nice. I'm nice like that. I'm nice like that, right? But lately, what's been happening, right? Bro, no. Listen. You are not a warrior. You are not. You are nothing from.
I can't do it tonight. Hey,
no, let him speak. Let him speak.
We're not doing it tonight. We're not doing it.
Lewis,
This is what we're gonna do. Lewis, if you want to add something to the topic, you can. But I mean, as far as the going back and forth and all that, I can't do it tonight. So, Lewis, would you like to add something to the topic, Lewis?
Oh, we do it another time. It's okay then. Let it go tonight.
Okay,
let's go.
Okay, all right, everybody.
Stop fighting against the Sahel, Louis. Stop fighting against the Sahel.
Stop. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family. Donis Search for Ruru. Peace.
Danfall offers unparalleled, curated, and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds, and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshe traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danfall, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danfall, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danfall, Africa. To learn more, visit danfall.africa.